Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Why is this so awkward?
Well, are you going to continue talking about pulling people off again, or?
Hey, that was backstage talk and inappropriate to bring on a stream
It
that
was
I
both
haven't
of
started
you.
drinking
It
yet.
was,
Also, look at my nails.
So cute.
At least they're not blue,
cute.
because apparently blue nails are now a universal warning sign. It's a
I thought it
sign
was
to
blue
other
hair.
It's a
Mine
sign
are
of,
glittery.
to other mums in the schoolyard that you voted the correct way.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Yeah, they're coming out with symbols now. Because they were like, we need to know who's a friend, right? And so they have to... Basically, the blue hair isn't enough. Because there's enough people who look like psychotic cows anyway. So now we need actual
You know, you
symbols.
talk
Someone
about me
suggested a tattoo and
like
everything.
that.
Well,
Is it like
I
this?
came... Could be. I decided to come in costume since, you know, Trump's my president now and all I can do is bake because I lost all my rights according to like TikTok and Twitter and stuff. So I came ready. I'm ready. And
She's
I
got an
used my
ankle chain
housewife
on as
dress.
well.
I got my housewife dress on and everything. Like I am gonna become a
I don't know.
wife.
To celebrate the incoming of President Trump, I got an American bikini.
So put it on your head.
Well, like that, you think that's very little material, but guess what? This thing is, I don't know which is the front and which is the back.
I was like, wait a minute, what is happening?
They didn't even have room for the stripes.
Like where? I don't understand this.
But I did. This is the second time I popped bubbly. This has been a great week. Like all jokes aside, I am happy. If you can't tell, I got my mega head on. This is like an old one. This is from when he first ran. It's like the veteran one, but I like it.
I like just America's flag. You know, I think it's fun.
great.
The stripes, the stars.
It's cute. It's
I keep on copying you. I want that hat now. Every hat you've had.
I have good hat taste. It's okay.
Yeah, we might have similar heads or something like that.
We got same head.
Yeah. I don't
That
know.
determines what hat you buy. Because
You know, some people
your head is the shape of a head.
Yeah, you have to consider head shape, face shape, and head size. And I don't know.
But all
Her hat
baseball
looks good
hats
on
are
me.
the same.
No, they're
It's
not.
just a different pattern on them.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
Yes.
are.
You know how some people can look really good with a baseball cap, but not with what is the trucker hat? I don't like trucker hats on me.
No, I don't know. I actually have the other one right here, the one that we twin with. This is so comfortable. I
Mhm.
love this hat.
It's a good hat. Shout out, thank you, Psychotic Mongoose, for that hat. It's one of my
We
favorites.
twin now. Should we cheers though? Like I know you guys aren't American, but I know you guys both like Trump. So
Cheers. Also, wait, before we have made it a whole year with Saucy
Oh,
Saturdays.
yeah, that too. A year. We're a little late on it, but you know what? We're finally home.
Yeah, by a
so,
week, I think.
yeah.
Shh.
I don't know why I did it to the monitor. I was like, oh, that's your...
No, we are
I did it to where I
officially-
saw the cups rather than...
We are at week the first week of the new year of Saucy. 53.
Yeah.
So we're late then. Oh, that is...
I mean, the
No,
chat called us late and gay earlier. It's fine.
Yes. Late and Bud Light.
I always try to, because when you guys like drink, you can hear it, and I try to do it. You can't hear it on my mic though. She's got like hers is even just for real.
I'm not sure I've even tried.
I think
Okay,
you
I want to
did.
hear. Try it. No, I didn't hear.
Bit.
Did you
Let me
hear?
try again. Mm-mm.
I could probably get a bit closer. I think I was.
Did you hear that? I heard it, but it's my head. Never mind. One sip and I'm already retarded. I'm just a woman. I don't know.
That's about as close as I can get to it.
Technically, Disparu probably has to take over the stream now because I'm not allowed to do things.
Okay, I want to do it one more time for y'all.
It's okay. You can still do things, but I have to give you permission.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like as you are chained with a ball and chain, like you can go places, but you have to be unlocked by a sensible adult first.
It's gonna. There it goes.
Oh my god, that took forever to swallow.
So now I'm sorry, chat, but the Dispa Q, I can't stop it because I have no.
I've got dangly bits.
He's got dangly bits, so he's.
That's how you know someone's an adult, when they call them dangly bits.
Wow. Okay.
I've had this pen for.
Look, women get dangly bits eventually. They just
It's a
have to wait for
though.
gravity to take effect.
Oh my god. Sometimes you don't have to. I had a patient today, and she's like, they're already at my belly button. She's 22.
Oh wow! Did
Well, to be
did
fair,
nobody
they were
introduce her to support
very
at any point in her
large.
life?
They were
like
very
knees or
large on
something?
her.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, the poor thing. It shouldn't have to
Aw.
be that way. And she got massive back pain, but
Disparu's gonna get
Let
mad.
us-
She just really
she-
liked the strapless dress. That was the problem.
What?
Oh, Raider! Hi!
Raider!
Cheers to you, Raider.
Cheers.
And to a year of Saucy. And to those who are celebrating the election.
Or the crying.
I
Or
have
the
been
crying.
celebrating all week.
For me,
Great.
I've been just loving the TikToks because I think it's just stupid how people overshare.
You know what I find the funniest? Not even just with the election stuff, but in general, when people, and it's usually women or gay men, I guess, they
Mhm.
actually take the time to set up the camera and then have like a meltdown. It's like, how narcissistic are you? So full of yourself. Just cry in the
It-
shower like a normal human.
Well, it's how they compete. So by being the most distraught about something, they prove they care the most. And as they have a care-based morality, that's the most virtuous. You even saw it. There's a woman on The View who goes, I'm not upset for me. I'm upset for all of the thousands of women out there. It's like, okay, yeah. It is literally just whoever cares the more about the out group is the most virtuous. And so I see it as no different than if you're in a gym and there's a guy who's like lifting weights and the other guys go, I think I can lift more weights than that. And so he puts more weights on and they start like fencing off to see who can show off for the girl across the other side.
Oh my
That's
god,
exactly
all
the
that
same thing.
testosterone just showing off. But
This is the same thing. It's just with estrogen. It's like who's got the most highest social
Estrogen?
status.
Ah,
I like the way you say
You made it sound all
estrogen.
fancy.
Estrogen.
estrogen. But
The Brits put a different emphasis on vowels. That's what it is.
I mean, it sounds so posh.
Yeah, we put the emphasis on the first one. You put it on the second.
I'm all about that second. I don't know what I mean by that. But you
No.
know what? I think this is a nice clip that I just made. Thank you, Wicked.
Whoa.
I put in the wrong one. That's what she said.
that was like a jump scare.
That scared the crap out of me.
I mean, if I had that power, I would have just put a Rudai up there. So
How do I make it better? Where's the original background?
You
I
gotta
lost
add it to the video clips, you silly goose.
yeah,
Okay.
that was wild.
Okay, whoopsies.
That was
Whoopsies.
one for Halloween.
We almost got eaten by Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh
It is
my God.
interesting how her mouth is just immediately attracted to the man on the panel, though. So
Okay, did I do it right? No, I haven't. Oh my God. How am I going to
Yeah.
do this?
Did you clip the wrong thing?
I clipped the right thing. I just
Like,
don't
I
know
wasn't
where.
expected to see her in the first
Add
place.
the video clip.
I'm so sorry. I got to find
Quick,
where it is. I got to
distract
find
people from the
oh
horror.
my
Oh,
God.
wait, what is that?
Yeah.
You know what? While
What?
she's doing that, I will thank Psychotic Mongoose for the gifted membership and David McFarland for the 5 gifted memberships. When she gets this clip ready, we'll play it for you.
Okay, because it's almost ready. It's almost there.
Is
Almost there.
We're gonna get
Almost
jump scared
there.
again.
It's almost there. And
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
okay, there we go. That took a while. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
It's
Wait till I
better
get
if you
drunk, I'm
last
gonna-
longer,
I'm just
or
gonna
so
do
I
this.
hear.
When Disparu goes on his rants, I'll just to entertain everybody. Sorry.
The
Not
rants
that your
are the
rants
entertaining
aren't.
part.
I was gonna say they do love your rants. Hey, you know what? I kind of forgot too. I was gone for a week. I know she's been gone longer, but I've been gone for a week, and I've just been celebrating all week. It's been a great week in America. I mean, unless you're
to
a
be fair,
feminist.
I have to say I enjoyed being in the States during that time. And it's so funny because I didn't really go out too much, but to see Gary and the way he's just been watching the coverage so intently, it's been a journey. And then to see Melissa's perspective in all of this and seeing, let's just say a lot of her friends not her friends because of stuff like this. And you're like, does that really matter that much? I don't know. I have no skin in the game, so it's kind of hard to put a judgment on
stupid.
that.
I lost friends. So I was never the first election I was ever of age to actually vote in was the first time Trump was in office, but I didn't vote because I wasn't political and I didn't know enough, so I just didn't vote. Second time I voted for Trump, and this time I voted for Trump. The only time I've ever voted in my life was for Trump. But I lost friends and family just for questioning stuff. Like when things would be on, like it was when I was still on Facebook. Facebook is stupid. I'm not on it anymore. But friends and family would just be like sharing all this crazy stuff about Trump. And I was like, wow, I can't, like, isn't he like a businessman? And like, he does reality shows. He's running for president. That's silly. I didn't know anything though, but I wasn't like, I hate the guy. And then the most ridiculous stuff they were sharing. And there was a picture that it was like, I forgot what it was. It was like photoshopped. I forgot exactly what it said, but I was like, there's no way that he had somebody behind him at a rally. It was something about like make America racist again or something like that. And I was like, no way. So I looked it up and I was like, photoshopped. It was make America great again, obviously. And this was the second time he ran, or no, it was the first time. Sorry, the first time when he actually won. So I started questioning things, and I would question people like my family and stuff, and they got like so mad about it. But I'm like, can you tell me where you, and this is when I got red pilled, so to speak. It was just for questioning things. Like nobody told me anything like, oh, you should be this or that. I just thought things seemed so far-fetched. I started questioning it myself, and it was all wrong. So
but that is the thing. Because
crazy.
their ideology comes down to like what the dominant thing is, they have to believe it. So like you questioning things is basically breaking
Attacking
their
them.
entire worldview. They only believe that stuff because they think it's the dominant stuff anyway, and it will give them like social power. And so they had to work hard to convince themselves of something that isn't true. Because all the entire ideology is based on a fantasy. None of it's true. You have to actively convince yourself, which takes a lot of effort. So if you have to go through all that effort and then you find out that you're wrong, and you're not just wrong, it's not even popular, and you chose the wrong side, that's very stressful. No, they never want to believe that. And so it comes across as a mental attack. Just the pure stress you're putting them under just by asking questions. And I think there's a lot of use to just having filters that can just be basic things that are meaningless. But when people start to make a big deal out of them, if it filters out the right people, I think that's good. I know a lot of people it's really sad that people lose friends.
No,
I
it's
don't.
not. I'm like,
If they were horrible
if,
people, that's a good thing. They will
It's
drain your
filtering
life.
out.
If you choose your friends and family based on who's running for office, you're a retard. Like, that's just it. I'm sorry. Like, if you like, oh, you voted for someone I hate, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Okay, in 4 years, maybe the person you voted for is going to win. Am I going to not talk to you? Like, it's like so sad and ridiculous. But you're right. I don't miss any of those people. And I didn't even come out and be like this big supporter. I was just like, I'm questioning it. I'm looking into it. Like, I don't believe what you're saying. You should look into it and get your own info instead of just like following stupid things that you see on the internet, like a lot of Photoshop pictures and stuff. It was ridiculous. And people people that I was friends with for like years just would unfriended me and like blocked me and stuff. And I'm like, and you can't even be like adult enough to come and confront me on this stuff. You're just so mad that I liked a status that you didn't agree with. So I'm like, okay, bye. I wasn't even sad. I was just like you said, good riddance.
It's a very
And this
childish
is right,
ideology at
like
its
Steve at
core.
mascot.
It's all based on emotion rather than reason, which is why they can believe in anti-reality stuff, because it makes them feel good. So it doesn't matter what the reality is, as long as they feel good, that's a good thing for them to believe in, because they think it benefits them. Which is why they're all about, I'm triggered, I'm offended, because it's all about feelings. And so, yeah, they will act childish, because being ruled by your emotions is childish. You're supposed to grow out of that. Like, you're nothing more than a child having a tantrum on the floor.
Yeah. You want to know, you want to hear one of the funniest things I heard while I was in New York. It was like one of my mom's friends who's supposedly a Republican, but she's definitely a rhino.
What does a rhino
She's,
mean? Sorry.
Republican in name only.
name only. She acts like she's a feminist. Like she's gotten into it with me about like, because I said I'm not a feminist, and she tried to like yell at me for it, and I was like, yeah, I'm still not a feminist. Okay.
To me, that
Thanks,
statement is just going, I'm not evil.
me. You being an asshole has totally made me want to become one of you. Thanks. But no, it's weird because you know when you grow up with these people and like you look up to them, and then when you become an adult, you see this crazy stuff. But the funniest thing I've heard was that when Trump gets elected, couples that aren't married that have kids or like single moms are going to get their kids taken away. I was like, wait. My mom told me that. I was like, you didn't laugh in her face when she said that. I was like, my mom doesn't bring me around her anymore because like they've been friends for a long time and we agree to disagree, but she doesn't because
she legitimately thinks that?
There was
she
such
legitimately thinks that.
There was such a great meme I saw where it was like there was some woman talking, and it was like
I know,
my mum's friend. No, my wife's friend, my wife, and then she's holding the dog's nose, so we can't bark it. So I'm going past. It's just me.
That's so delusional.
I know, like I had to like it was like a hold on, I gotta like shake my brain a little bit. Like when my mom said that, she was like giggling, and I was like, how did you just laugh in her face? You're nicer than me. But that's why she like when I go to visit, she doesn't bring me over there anymore because I'll be like, listen, hold my
Keeping
beer.
up appearances.
I'm gonna educate you on life, apparently, because you're watching too much CNN and whatever. Yeah, Project 2025 rascal. That's what it was. And when Kamala said at the rally, right, when the someone was like Jesus is king or Jesus is Lord, whatever, and she was like, you're at the wrong rally. She lost it then.
Wait, so she was anti-Jesus as well?
So you want to hear another funny story? I've had quite a month. So when I went to go vote, I voted early. I went in like my American flag hat, the little heart one. I was all excited. I've never seen this either, but there was these ladies that were probably like 60 years old, posted, I guess you got to be 100 feet from the polling place to like, I don't know, they had a Kamala tent set up. I walked by and they're like, are you voting Kamala? I was like, I can't, I'm a Christian. Have a blessed day. And I walked away. She was like, how could you? And I was like, Deborah, take a freaking nap. I didn't say that to her. I just kept walking, but I'm like,
you have betrayed the mighty whole.
I know.
That's the way
they were so old though, and I'm like, dude, go take a nap.
Yes.
You shouldn't even be in on these politics, okay? It's people that are having kids, young adults, like just sit down.
Well, that's the best pleasure they can have.
Hard not to laugh. She was like, could you?
Yeah, they ruined their own lives, they became miserable, and the only happiness they get out of life now is making other younger women ruin theirs as well. To lead them down the same pail, with the same stuff, with the same antidepressants, because dragging other people down makes them feel better. That's all it is. This is why they're the amount of celebrities who's like, oh my god, but my daughter's going to lose her right to kill her child. I'm like, what? You had one. And then you're like, well, if I could do it again, I would. Oh.
The funniest thing is like that is the only argument they had, right? The abortion stuff, right? But
yes,
they've been in office for 4 years and it's still been the same, where it's up to the states. I don't think just one person, like not one person, but like the White House should be the only ones to decide. I think leaving it up to the states is right. And it would have stayed that way if Kamala went in office, if they would have took 10 seconds to do research, but they just want to be mad. Oh, Trump hates
that's
women,
the thing.
and we lose our rights.
These people are very misinformed. A lot of the stuff they learn is from the internet. If you even ask them, and excuse me, but I'm also ignorant because I'm not a voter. If you ask them what policies, like the top 3 policies that you like about your next person you're voting in, would they even be able to say?
Oh, they can't. They can't. They're just like, well, she's for peace and stuff, and like Trump's mean.
That's
He's mean.
Not a reason to vote for someone.
Now, even
that's why she campaigned.
What you're voting for.
She campaigned on joy. She campaigned on an emotion. It was like the most ridiculous campaign to any rational thinker ever. It's like going, I'm going to campaign on happiness. I'm sorry? What do you even mean?
That's
what
not
even
how a country
what
is
that?
run.
No, leadership is about strength. It's about making tough decisions. It's not about joy. You shouldn't actually even enjoy running a country. It should be a duty that you take on because you feel that nobody else can, and so you have to do it. It's a responsibility thrust upon you. It's not supposed to be about pleasurable. And yet that's all it seemed to be. Like, she really enjoyed going on certain podcasts that came to her because it made her feel important. But she wasn't going to go to anybody else's. She wasn't going to travel for them and put herself out
Not
for them.
Joe Rogan, the most popular podcast out there.
Well, it came out today that she was paying, what was it?
3 million to some celebs.
She paid Oprah, I think it was $1 million. Then she went on the Call Me Daddy podcast and spent $100,000 rebuilding their set where she was so that she didn't need to travel. So it looked as if it was in the home studio. And you can't even be bothered to get on a plane to travel somewhere and put yourself out. It is literally, all the world can come to me because I'm so high and mighty.
I can't believe that you spend your campaign funds to rebuild a set for a podcast.
Did you see the clip of her, like, she was like pretending to call a voter, and she was like, "Hi, did you vote? You did?" And she was,
Oh,
and
it was
then,
on
like,
her
she
camera?
Oh, it was camera phone, yeah. But it was the same. It was the same with the Scarlett Johansson thing with the Avengers. That was the most edited, cut-up stuff ever. And then I found an article from Scarlett Johansson going, "Oh no, it was amazing. Normally everyone's so busy, but we managed to all get on the same Skype call at the same time. And then we just started trying to one-up each other. And I was trying to wrangle them like cats. And she was talking about it as if it was genuine. It's like, anybody that watches that stuff knows it's fake. You can tell it's scripted. You can tell it's edited." And that she was like, thought that, no, I can just lie to people. It'll be fine. Nobody will be able to realize. It's
People
like,
do, though. They're not that dumb.
yeah, but it's not difficult to set up like a good looking stream, especially if you've got the money they do. You can just buy the right equipment. It basically sets itself up. And yet everything was done by like a laptop camera at 720p. They were jumping all over the editing, so it'd been like professionally edited. There were different amount of people on the screen at the same time, which nobody does when you're on a call like that.
Phone cameras are better than laptop cameras. I don't know why they didn't use them.
Yes. If you ever want to start, the probably the best webcam you own already is
Your phone. And you can buy a lav mic pretty easily.
Well, that's the thing.
Get one
They
for
had really
the
low
next
quality
time
because
I'm away.
I think they think it's
Oh,
sort of.
sorry.
I think that's
fine.
what,
It's fine. I actually have a mic for my phone, and it was like one of those, like, you know, when you plan when you're gonna leave and you're like, "Oh, I get all the stuff I need." You're like, "Okay, way ahead of time." And then like I didn't bring the freaking mic that I have for my phone.
Over planning, underpacked.
Yeah, yeah, had everything else. It's okay.
Yup. But the
and,
world
and
is
Mo
crazy.
Dang, Mo Dang predicted. It's like
Mo Dang?
Groundhog Day. Mo Dang. I said Mo.
Modang.
Mo
Modang.
Dang. He or she. Wait, is it a he or she?
She?
She predicted that Trump was gonna win. Base little hippo girl.
never misses.
Yeah, well, she's been trying to eat her hippo caretakers. So, I mean,
She's trying to lead a revolution
if
from
it's
her
a
own
woman,
pen.
that makes sense because she would have voted for
But-
Trump.
okay,
and Trump doesn't-
I want to highlight this.
Kidding.
Christopher Peak says, first time I voted was Bush versus Gore. How did you know when Chris Gore started munching? Okay, I'm done. Bye.
Sounds like an adult movie title.
I know, right? It's Chris Gore's first corno tape.
You had like Alien vs
No.
Predator and all those kind of horror movies.
First Gore.
This is Bush vs Gore.
No.
Sorry.
Chat. I will apologize ahead of time. The stuff makes me giggly. I love Prosecco.
I love giggly. The gigglier, the better.
But I think I linked it in the chat. Did you see that Moodang now has competition from Scotland
Yeah, I
with
have
little
that pulled
baby
up.
haggis?
You know who probably has him? Ian probably owns haggis.
Mm-hmm.
And haggis probably lives on his sloop and he drinks wine with him.
The lamb's name
the
is
lore, and I'm
Haggis.
Him and Critical Drinker getting haggis pissed.
Yeah, that's
Then
the
just
lore,
like
and I'm sticking to
unleashing
it.
them in Edinburgh.
Wait,
Just
can
to
you
go and
link
attack
me?
the local
Yeah,
population.
here, I'll pull it up right now. Hold on. I got it. I already had it up. I thought that it was him or her predicting the election.
It's so
Yes.
cute. Oh,
It
Dan.
is even like the color of haggis and everything, so it really fits.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Did you take your weekly shower? And you better be taking care of your
Weekly?
boo-boo. He's
How's
not
your
allowed to use
fingers
machetes
doing?
anymore. I didn't know that like he actually hurt himself, and because I was like off social media for like a week, and then I messaged him, and
yeah.
I was like, did you hurt yourself? He's like, you want to see? And then he jump scared me with his Franken thumb.
Yeah, he mahete
It's
his
like, look,
own
you've got
finger.
a choice: bush or gore.
Mahete.
He chose gore, clearly.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is Haggis, Ian's hippo.
Oh, it's so cute.
Well, no, I think that one's Mudeng. I think the other one's Haggis.
This
I don't care. They're all
it
cute.
looks all cute, but that thing would just devour your entire existence. You'd be dead.
Well,
But I
it would
try to
try. It's like aggression level 100 damage 0. It's that kind of build.
It's the passion behind him that counts, okay?
Well, it's the same with Mudeng. When you actually watch the videos, a lot of time the animal keeper's like, prod, prod, prod. And then they like goes around and bites them, and that's the bit they film and show to everybody. Like, they never see them just prodding the arse.
It's
Like,
like
go
in
on,
movies,
bite
they
me,
pin- they
bite
have
me.
to, like pinch a baby to make it cry. I'm like, oh,
I've done that a few times. In the baby blender when they don't cry.
cry.
As Disbrew calls it, the baby blender.
It
It's
is
not
the
what it
baby
looks like.
blender.
It looks like
It's
a
not
baby
a baby
blender.
blender.
Now I just imagine, like, on the wall of like the X-ray room is like a load of Halloween masks that you try and put
Oh
on,
my
and
God.
because they can't move and look around, you just like pop up with one on. Like, ah! I will
Yeah.
make you cry.
It's called a pegastat, okay? We put babies in the pegastat and they sit there and
I don't care whether you called it the most comfortable chair in the entire universe. It's still a blender.
there's been no babies blended in there, okay? Just crying. All they do is cry.
Some of the pictures are
You're
so.
making them cry.
Well, to be fair, it helps with the x-ray. I
Some
like
of
it
the
when they
pictures are
cry.
cute though. It'd be like a chunky baby smiling in there, like, like
She's like, no, this has to be stopped. No baby
No
comes to this room
smiles.
without crying.
Yeah. I bully the babies. That's all I do. This is,
tough.
as a Canadian, this is the only way I can feel confident about myself.
What's the best part of your job? Making babies cry.
Don't be jealous.
let me get a couple of these super chats because we got a heck of a show for you guys today. Just wait for it.
There's
Ian's
going to be
been
lots
a
of
member-
crying.
Yes, get ready for it. It's been a member for 2 months. Thank you, Ian. Once Trump is inaugurated, all ladies will be issued their complimentary chastity belts, like from Robin Hood Men in Tights. Yeah. Hey, like I'm
Yeah,
ready.
not Robin Hood with a Y, though.
I am ready. I'm gonna bake all the pies so that I don't go to jail under
Mhm.
Trump's presidency. I'm sorry, it's hard to say with a straight face, but that's what the internet's telling me. My rights are gone, and I'm retarded because I voted for him.
least if you went to
said that
jail,
to me, to my mom, if any woman that votes for Trump, it was a guy. Any woman that votes for Trump is retarded. My mom's like, me and Amanda voted for Trump, and I was like, darn tootin'.
Awkward.
They didn't say anything because I never know what to say because the thing is, all these people, all these meltdowns are so much more like just delicious because they're so mad that 71 million people didn't agree with them.
Yeah, they assume they're in the majority. So when they're talking to
Mhm.
you, they're just assuming, like, oh, you are this group, therefore you must have acted this way. That's all it is.
Can I just say, I love that the Amish people showed up.
They rolled in deep too with their Trump flags on their wagons. It was great.
Mhm.
Like, that's
They
so
had like
cute.
their own little
Cute.
parade.
It
Like,
was adorable.
You effed around and found out what could happen.
I think we should cheers because we
The Ents went to war.
we won the
Yes!
culture war.
They
we
are
won
the
culture
ends of
war.
America.
Slow
won.
to anger, bottom.
We
If
won
you
the culture
anger
war,
them.
guys. If you got a drink in the chat, raise it up. They thought they were gonna win, but we did.
But that's why I say, like, I would say the Amish are very, like, they don't care what's happening. But as soon as you F with them,
You find
their
out.
policies against them, they will use the voting against you.
Yep.
So they're more informed as voters than some of the people on TikTok.
Well, yeah, because
Oh,
they're not ruled by
oops, camera
TikTok.
back on.
Like, they have their own little, like,
74.4. Okay, I was off.
They are peak. I just want to grill. That they just want to be left alone to do their
Wanna
own thing.
churn
They don't
their
want to join your
butter.
world. And this is why they despise them so much. because you can't control them, because they want absolutely nothing to do with you, your ideology, or anything you stand for, because they want to be left back in time when things were better. And I really like technology. I couldn't do without technology, but I still kind of think they've got a point.
They're probably so much less stressed than us.
Well, they just picked a time period they thought were best and lived in it. It's like, well, I do think things were better then.
It was a happier time. You live more in tune with the environment, and I think as humans, especially, like, this is like Forbidden Frontier stuff, like, you are happier working hard, expending your energy, working for everything that you have, and then going to bed at a good time and sleeping enough and not being polluted by anger all the time. What's more important to you is stuff that's literally around you.
It's not anger. I don't go along with the emotion bit of it, but I think the rest is correct. That essentially you evolved over literally millennia to be rewarded for doing a certain thing. And so the more you live it, the more you do the things that you evolved to be rewarded for, the happier you will be because your body rewards you for those things. The more you stray from it, the less you will be. So you evolved basically, especially if you're a man. This is why working out makes men feel better, because you were supposed to be doing the manual labory stuff. And so you're basically faking it to live, to do what you're always doing. You're tricking your body that you are doing that same thing.
So true. When I go hiking and I'm away from the internet, that's probably my most happiest that I've lived in terms of just like overall. I go to bed at like 9 p.m., which is rare when I'm at home. But I've walked.
I bet you're knackered because you.
Yeah, I walked 20,000 steps, which could equal my farming or whatever it is. You know, cooked a couple meals here and there, and like I felt like I've expended a ton of energy, and you feel so much happier overall doing stuff like that.
That's why there was always I don't know where this stuff comes from, but everyone seems to believe it all the time. Like that women didn't work before. It's like, no, you did. You just worked on the farm. You'd be going around doing all the looking after the chickens, mucking things out, chasing after all the kids that were there. So you would be going from sun up till sundown and then go to sleep. And everyone used to be exhausted all at the same time. It was only ever, and I think this is probably where it came from. It was only ever like the aristocracy. Like they were the only women that could afford not to go to work, and they were just the ladies that lunch, and you know the people from your period dramas and stuff that you see. But everyone else, no, they had essentially little home businesses, so they were still around the kids, but they do things locally with local people that allowed them to do both.
Ian, did you buy a hippo? Haggis?
Is that your Instagram account?
Is that you? Hi, Ian.
I kind of hope it is.
But unironically,
I would not be surprised.
Marching up a mountain and hiking all day and coming back and being exhausted would essentially be the same as going on a crusade, because they had to do a lot of marching across the country. The actual fighting part of a crusade is very little of the crusade. A lot of it is just lugging crap across country.
Like, okay, so where I hiked in the Alps, there were actually roads that the Romans had used that we were hiking on. And I'm just thinking, these men, and women probably, had to move on these, and it wasn't easy.
Only the pleasure women, shall we say? There was no other women with the army. Well, no, there was no other women with the army.
No, at some point they would have had to immigrate to certain cities. I'm sure. That's what I was thinking in my head, at least.
You weren't on. I thought you were about the actual crusade.
No. But they use these roads for trade and whatnot, and I'm just thinking, holy crap! People moved around consistently. They were so fit. Were there obese people? Only if you were rich, because you couldn't buy that much food.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a misnomer that they moved around. I mean, there were times, obviously, when people did move long distances, but most people, your average person, was born in a village, stayed in the village, died in the village, and that was normal throughout most of history.
But they still do a lot of manual labor, though, to stay fit.
Oh, yeah. But I'm on about, like, the emigrating people. It seems to be a modern attitude that it's normal just to move country. It actually isn't. And most people didn't even move. What always gets me, from Clarkson's farm, there's his, like, farm laborer guy. I was like, I've only ever been within, like, 20 miles of this area. I'm not going into London. I hate London. And even though it's right next to it, that was most people. Most people would never have been more than 20 miles. Because, why would they? Their entire
20 miles
life,
is a
everything
lot
they knew.
to walk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
we talk about walking out,
But
and if
that's it,
you're
they
around
might go to the
anybody
next
who's
village,
like
that's about it.
over 50, they're like, I used to walk 50 miles to school in the snow every day, uphill.
Mhm.
That sounds like my
Backwards.
parents.
In the snow.
In
Yeah.
the snow, uphill. It's always
With our
very
huge
extra.
backpacks on.
10-pound book bags. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the
The
most
lions
I've
were trying to
hiked,
attack me.
I think, is 26
The lions.
kilometers in a day with hills, and that was no, thank you. Like, I'll do it again for certain hills, but it has to be a really good view. Like a really good view.
Most I've ever walked is 6 miles. Never again. I mean, I'll do it
26
again.
kilometers. Come
Like, what?
on. 26 kilometers. Hills. You know, some of the hills that we went on, I swear to you, it was like it was 3-4 hours of uphill, and you're just exhausted. By the
Yeah, but
time
no,
you get up there.
It was the way you went for all that time. No, thank you. I mean, I'll do it again. I'm like, wait. You immediately contradicted yourself.
It's the weirdest thing when you're hiking, you hate it. You see the view and you're like, I'll never do this again. But when you get, it's like pregnancy.
yeah.
You get back from it and you're like, I want to do that again. Let's just
There's
do
lot.
it.
There's lots of things like I think building anything or doing anything or any kind of work is like that. Like even review videos, I'm like, this is horrific. I can't believe it. And then I finish the video, I'm like, I'm glad I did that. Like I'm glad I reviewed all of Halo. Oh well, Halo Season 1, despite the fact that I hated reviewing Halo Season 1. But I'm glad there's that body of work there. It's just anything when it's completed is satisfying. And people used to build stuff and do stuff and like build their own farms and have their own properties and things. It's when you lose that, it takes something. That's why I think that like the Amish are right with that kind of attitude. It's just I could not give up the internet. But it doesn't mean that I don't think they don't live better.
Well, right now, the internet is your job. I think if the internet wasn't your job, it'd probably be easier to give up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always one of those
maybe.
things where you're like, it would be interesting to try just to see if you stayed.
I think once you're in that life, and as long as you have what you need, you'll probably be okay. Because that's how I feel. I'm like, when I go on these trips, if I could do this forever, I would, but I can't because I need to fund it somehow.
Yeah.
So,
True.
yeah.
There's definitely no way I could travel the world hiking up hills. I mean, I have a dodgy knee, so I physically couldn't do it. But even if I could, no, I don't think I would.
No.
Because you're
Let me
like
get some-
being without
Sorry,
your
I
phone
meant to
is a
turn my camera
benefit.
back on.
You're like being without your phone is a benefit.
It
I
is.
don't
I love
feel
being
that.
without my phone. I spent a
Well-
week off of the internet like a few weeks ago, and it was like great. I came back on, and I was like, all the crap on Twitter.
I like what I need some kind of topic or something to think about. I could now if I had like a library of books or something. Like if I was allowed like a Kindle with downloaded books, I'd be fine. But I'd need something
Something to
Something
keep you-
digital?
mentally stimulating. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that because we are always consuming something. Like, I mean, we go on a flight. Back in the day, like our parents and stuff, they didn't have nothing. They had a long flight. They just had the flight. Now we download stuff and we have books.
Oh my God.
videos, And...
Did you see there's like a TikTok trend where people will go on planes and unplug and just sit there?
Yeah. What's that called?
I forgot what it was called.
It had some
Psycho.
weird
No, I'm kidding.
nickname.
Kidding.
Because I had on one of my flights, there was a dude sitting like adjacent to me, had no headphones on, nothing on the TV, and he just stared. And that made me think of that TikTok trend.
Yeah.
I sleep.
Oh, here. Raw dogging a
Raw
flight.
dogging. Yeah. I'd find it at the same time.
Yes. Which, like, wild to me. Good for you. I'd be bored out of my mind.
I mean, I get the
don't
point
wanna
to a
Raw dog
degree.
fight?
A lot of the times if I go for a walk, because I try and walk like at least an hour or two every day, there is a very different experience doing it with headphones in, listening to something, and just walking. So I kind of understand it. Why you'd want to do it on a flight, I don't really get that. Being in nature and doing that is way better than being in a plane. If anything, on a
Yeah.
plane, I want to distract myself from the fact that everyone else is there.
And you're just sitting there too, like you're not stretching or
Yeah, it's not a nice experience. It's very different. Like, I can understand hiking through a forest with no headphones in. and nothing else.
Which
That's fine.
is a glorious experience, by the way. I like that.
It's like anything. It's like, why do people go and camp? It's like, well, it's because there's something satisfying to them about it.
Except for the mosquitoes. No, thank you, mosquitoes.
We don't have any of that here. There's no real dangerous animals. Well, there never used to be.
Well, what would be the most dangerous animals besides humans in the UK?
Oh, besides humans. The really, I don't think there is. There might. I'm not sure if I think there was like introduced a couple of poisonous spiders, but I've never seen them. It's one of those things you read about it in a newspaper. It's like there's new dangerous, and like that's probably not true. There's the very odd, weird story where someone's like, is there a Black Panther on its own, like out here? Like, did somebody get one as a pet and released it when they realized they couldn't handle it and it just survived? But there isn't. The most dangerous animals we used to have were wolves, and we killed them all. There's some great stories about battles between wolves and humans where they would actually harass towns and basically siege towns with wolves, and they would go out and try and fight the wolves, and they'd lose. So in the end, they sort of came up and they let them through the gates, and they did like the gates came down behind them and did like a pitched battle inside the town with these wolves. And the wolves were like kicking ass and everything, but eventually they wiped them all out. But this town was going to die just because no one could go outside the town without the wolves attacking them.
That's insane.
Yeah, wolves are vicious when all you've got is a sword. They could actually take you. So
there's this place you can go. I think it might be. I don't think it's Canada. I don't know where it is, but there's a lodge that you can stay at, and there's like a big window, like it looks beautiful, like where you can stay, snow and all that, and there's just like wolves that come up to the window and they're all out there, and I'm like, how do you get to and from your car? That's my wonder, like, because they're just everywhere. It's cool to see, like you see videos of people like staying there and you see them just like laying down looking like little puppies outside the glass, but I'm like, how do you leave and get there? Like,
I keep seeing videos. I don't know whether it's America or Canada. I don't really know the difference. But there'll be a guy just like in his back garden, and then there'll just be a bear walk up the stairs, and like they're both petrified of each other, and they're sort of both like run away from the other side.
Oh, this is both. This happens in America and in Canada.
I've seen bears break down somebody's front door when they're on their phone in their front room, and he like just walks in the kitchen, and the guy's like, "What the hell?" I've also seen a bear recently go in through someone's back door and then just open the fridge and then the freezer. And like this bear has been in so many people's houses, he's learned how to open a fridge.
No,
yeah.
No.
And it had like the pole on the front that you just pull. So he was just kind of hooking that so it's easy for him. But it does mean he's come into contact with it because he didn't like hesitate or try and work it out. Just straight up pulled it.
That's insane. A bear knows how to open a fridge. Sorry, I'm still stuck on that.
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh gets his head stuck in a honey jar, so I don't believe it. No.
It means how many times he's been in there. There's the same video I keep seeing of this bear keeps coming back to this like news agents we'd call it. I don't know what you call it. Maybe it's a gas station. But he keeps coming in and just taking food off the front and then walking out with it. And he must come back every day because I've seen loads of videos of him doing it. There's another one of they've got like
really
a tire.
You have experience.
And the bear just runs up and jumps on it and starts spinning around on this tire, so he clearly comes back to that all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna get some of these super chats before I
Sorry, we talk too much.
We do.
We haven't even got to topic one.
Last week because X-Ray had to run the stream and she's like, wait, I gotta get these super chats. I'm like, see?
Wicked's like, yeah, you know how it feels now.
If this Rue was in charge, he would just read them all at the end, probably.
Or as they came in. Just when someone's talking, and so
I tried to do that, so that we stay on topic. So, but anyways,
so then we would be in the Wicked queue. Oh, I like that. The Wicked queue.
It sounds like Wicked. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was like it was 1995 all over again. I thought the Backstreet Boys were back in town.
Hokey saying you ring a member for 17 months. I am shocked that a person that polled at 1% when they ran for president of the United States would not do good when installed as the candidate. And go figure. I am shocked. Max Musterman for 5. Thank you. Question for Lasagna Leprechaun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you haven't been on F&T yet. Why not? You're retarded enough to fit in there. Uh,
Oh
Well,
my god. I don't
it-
think she's retarded.
I'm not retarded. I'm just only half. Maybe I gotta be full. Except for X-ray girl. No, I'm kidding. I like everybody
mean,
on
I'm
F&T.
it's all right.
silent.
She's not allowed to speak. Just she'd bring the IQ up.
I would just bring some pie and smile for
I
the
mean-
camera.
I say bring the
That's-
IQ up. What?
Excuse
I think
me?
it was on
You didn't
FNT.
mean that.
Wasn't it like 18
down.
plus 10, or was that someone
Yeah,
else?
no, because
Oh.
I was doing some like admin work in the background. So I was half listening. And then I was like, oh, math question. Let me go back to what I thought they said. Because I don't remember what they said. And that's why I was just like, it's 20 something. I don't remember that
Yeah.
other number.
18 plus 10, really difficult.
Well, when you're doing, okay, if you saw how many screens I had, and I had one compliment from Ryan Kinnell, which I hold near and dear to my heart. He's like,
Only
the
one
amount
of your life.
Yes.
He will
The-
give a person one compliment and that's it.
Yes, the only one I'll ever hear from him. He's like, the one time I think we were in Boston, he's like, seeing what you did, I understand why you don't talk. I was like, thank you. Finally, recognition.
I understand why you don't talk. Oh. What's next? Gabriel, thank you for the 10. X-ray girl, what is the feeling up in Canada that the Conservatives will win the election next year and you get an all Pierre what? Polivier?
Pierre Poilievre, I think.
Polivier, and finally get
He's
rid
French.
of Trudeau.
That doesn't sound right.
To be honest, like I've always felt I was a liberal at heart, but then the policies that most, if not all, liberals have ever enacted have been horrible. But then I think about, I don't like Ford either, and he's the premier, which is our like state politician version in Canada. So, and he's a conservative. So it just depends on what his policies are. I haven't really been following Canadian politics. I just want Trudeau out. I hope Pierre is good, but I'd have to be a bit more of an informed person.
Yeah, I respect that. Like when you don't know and you don't vote because you know what I mean? Like you
I used to, and then I saw the people that do vote, and now I'm like, if you're intelligent enough to realize you don't know enough to vote, you should probably vote. Like, it doesn't really matter what you'll be more informed than they are.
I mean, that's fair. Especially, I saw a reel or something that was like all of the Gen Zers going on TikTok to pick who to vote for. Like, it's
Yep.
funny, but it's so freaking true.
Mm-hmm. But as if I can get Trudeau out, I really don't like the way he's handled the whole COVID response. And I've seen a lot of people, especially in my area. I've talked to a lot of patients, friends, and just people in the local area. A lot of people do not like Trump. Or not Trump, sorry. Trudeau.
She's been in America for too long. She
I
don't
know.
remember
Wrong
where
tea,
she's
wrong
from.
tea, wrong tea.
Wrong tea.
No, people, wrong tea. But when you go to places like Toronto and I have these similar conversations, it is the total, complete opposite. So I'm interested to see how the effect of all of this comes to fruition, as well as the way our elections occur. It's a bit different than the States, a lot different than the States. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I've had a really good week. I'm just gonna randomly do that, and everyone's gonna be like,
I could only
Stop
see that
it.
out the corner of my eye, and I wasn't sure if you got. It was either good. I didn't think of that, so I just thought you were holding like the bottle up to the camera. Like, I've had a really good week.
you know what I gotta buy? Trump does have like champagne and wine or
Oh.
some. I'm sure it's delicious. I don't know.
I want to
Um,
try some Trump champagne.
The next time
Ooh.
I'll make sure I get it the next time you're in the US and we'll try it.
Oh,
John Thomas, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Mom's husband is 92, retired Boilermaker, never voted for a Republican until this election. Dems lost union members. Yeah, that's why I said, like,
that's a big vote.
we won the culture war. There's so many people like I was shocked. I made the joke that I'm gonna have to like escape New York after the election, right? Because it's a blue state, but Trump won the popular vote. And there were so many people that like family and friends, like some of them are dumb, but like there's also a few that were like, I just really can't stand Kamala. I don't really like Trump, but his policies are way better, so I'm voting for him. He'd be a better leader. And this is people that voted for Hillary and stuff are now like, I'm done with the Dems, and that they voted for Trump and women. And I was just like, I'm proud of you for doing your research. So like, because they admitted like, I don't like him, but he'd be a good leader. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. And then like people like I think we might have talked about this on a stream. And I don't know when this happened, but somebody asked Elton John about like something to do with the government election and all that. And he was like, listen, he's like, I don't care which side you're on. He said something about like sports and music are what bring people together. And he's like, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, I don't care. If you come to my concert, I'm happy that you're there and you're enjoying yourself. And I'm like, what a sane thing to say. Like super sane and just level-headed.
It's a good business thing to say.
Yeah. Unlike people like Eminem, they're like, if you're a Republican, I don't want you to come to my concert. Shut up.
Well, and there was a thing mentioned on FNT. I think Gary was talking about this. You can tell which celebrities have been mouthing off because as soon as you do, you alienate a certain portion of your audience, and your reaction on Twitter, you'll see has very few people liking, retweeting, replying based on things like that. So I think especially in the entertainment industry, you need to shut up. Why is politics part of your art? It shouldn't be.
Because it was virtue signaling, and all these people believed it because they thought they were the dominant ideology. They thought they were in the majority.
Even if it is the dominant, shut up.
Seemed that it seemed no. Because if you are competitive in a social dynamic,
Bernie,
rather than like being like I'm the strongest, I'm the most aggressive, I'm the most intelligent, it's who's the most virtuous. And so you would prove your virtue by believing in the ideology more than anyone else, being willing to go further than anyone else. And so it literally encourages you to denounce the non-believer. It's no different than a sort of ever more growing extreme religion or whatever, and out that way that they would become more and more what was it called, the Puritan movement. That's all that was. It's exactly the same people doing exactly, because it's a human instinct that some people compete socially and they want to be in the majority. And so they didn't really, when they said don't come to my show, they just thought they were telling a few people, like a few meager people, but they were gaining all of this like social capital that they could use. And that's why you will see as soon as the idea starts changing that they're in the majority, more and more people will go off, and then those people realize, well, I'm not in the majority now, and then more and more people will go off, and so that's how you can end up with things seeming to flip in popularity. David Pakman did a video earlier, who's like a lefty YouTuber, about how since the vote came in, he's lost 10,000 subscribers. He said, I've never lost subscribers ever. It's always been going up, and we haven't just lost subscribers. I thought YouTube might just be censoring me, so we checked every other platform. Every platform's doing this. We're losing paid subscribers. Just the moment they lost, people left the sinking ship because they were only there because they thought it was the correct one, the majority one, the one that if they believed it, they were right. And you get the same thing on Twitch streams. Some people watch streams because it's popular, because it's top one. And there's even a thing, I'm not watching this because you've like, you're old news, you've died off. And then you get into like a death spiral on Twitch because less people watch you because less people watch you. Everybody loves to think that humans are these rational creatures that make intelligent decisions. They're not. Most people are herd animals because it's safe.
No, it's absolutely true. There is I forgot what it was called, but if you point to the sky and 2 or 3 people follow you, they will follow you like lemmings, even though there's nothing happening. Because they're like, oh, what's there?
There's a lot of interesting experiments.
I forgot what the psychological term was.
Sheep? Okay.
No, well, I mean it is, but
no, I know. I don't know what the word you're thinking of is. Sorry.
Humans as a whole like
prosecco.
Humans as a whole like to abdicate responsibility for something. So you had Milgram, like literally got people to electrocute people to death, or so they thought, just because he said he was in a lab coat and said that you needed to continue. If you wear a fluorescent jacket and have a clipboard, people will just do whatever you say because they think you're in a position of authority.
If you go around with a ladder, you can enter almost any premise.
People generally do an action because of an instinct and then rationalize it afterwards to make themselves think they chose it intentionally. That's not how people work. This is why entertainment is instinctual, because that's the level that people act upon all the time. We're just basic animals with millions of years of evolution, and then we've got the brain on top of that. But that's not the bit you need to appeal to.
And you know what? Speaking of that, I would say about 2 or 3 people that were women that I was talking to, and when I was in New York, that voted for Trump, and they just told people that they didn't vote. Not that they're like older and stuff, so it's not like they're, because everybody around them voted for Kamala, so they're like, I don't want to deal with their crap. And I'm like, I get that, especially when you're like, you know, they don't want to fight this culture war, but they helped by voting for it. But they're like, I don't want to hear them, like, because they frosted the mouth, right? And they're jerks, and it's the pack mentality. But it was crazy to me. I was so happy to see all these Trump hats and stuff. I was like, what is going on? Go New York, even though it's a blue state, but you know, it was nice.
As far as everything I've heard about New York is it's just London, but more expensive.
Well,
which
New
is
York
surprising
State,
given how expensive London is.
Not New York City. I wasn't in New York City. New York State is huge.
Oh yeah, I always get confused with the difference because I only ever think of the city.
But yeah, I mean the whole state is blue. But of course, just like every other, you know, state, there's blue and red areas. But as a whole, the state is a blue state. But it was just so refreshing to see. Like I was out at bars and stuff, and people just had their Trump shirts on, all different ages, like old men walking with canes with their MAGA hats on, and then young pretty women with MAGA hats on and Trump shirts. And I was like, yes, I love this.
Well, that is one of the theories that you can tell when a movement is winning because attractive women start following it. Because essentially women are better at navigating the social dynamics, and so they would be the first ones to realize that something is switching. Like they will be the ones that realize, no, this movement actually has power, and if I get in early, this will give me social advantages. So as you see hot women joining something, that's when it's like, oh, this is actually flipping now. And you see that in TikTok a lot. There's been a lot more women for real various different things.
Well, according to like the leftist like cows with like the piercing there and stuff, like women that voted for Trump are ugly.
No, it's the other way around.
Right.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's true. You see pictures that it's like liberals and then conservative, and it's like this hot like farmer chick, and then like some big fat girl with like pink hair on the other side.
I do wonder about that. How much of it is, because some of it will be genetics. Some people were just unfortunate, like me. Whereas other people you get where they basically did it to themselves. Like now they're shaving their hair off and stuff.
Like obese?
That is so stupid. Kamala lost, so I'm gonna shave my head.
Yeah, because the entire point is to become celibate, but they know they can't say no. They're like, oh no, how will I ever have the willpower? So the only way they can actually get around it is to make themselves so repulsive no one even asks. So it's really saying more about. It's like them going, I can't turn down that cake, so I'm just gonna make all the cake covered in concrete so I can't eat it. I was basically in the same attitude. But I forgot what I was saying before the whole thing. I don't know. I got sidetracked with
the super chat about why I haven't been at FNT. I don't know. They're busy. Maybe one day. It's not really up to me. It's up to the bosses over there.
It's not up to me 100% either.
She just produces.
But
so
at least Gary
maybe
knows who you are, though. I think that's pretty cool.
He was very nice when you were drunk. I told him you weren't drunk. I was like, she's not drunk.
He knows she's drunk.
Okay. He knew. No, but they crashed a Saucy, and Gary was.
Oh my god,
nice.
it was so cute.
He was like, "Hi, Wicked Virtue," and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? A little Joey Tribbiani action happening.
I've been in New York too long. It's gonna come back, the accent. But let me. I'm so sorry.
Here.
We're already. That is Disparu's New York accent always. I'm walking here.
It's my favorite phrase, American phrase. I'm walking here.
I'm gonna clip that. $10. All Roe case did was move the decision from the Fed level to the state level. Exactly. That is not a ban, but they want to yell and scream about Trump banning. Yeah, because the thing, like some of the states, I don't even want to get into it right now, but it's disgusting how late term you can get them. It's just absolutely disgusting. Like in New York State, I think it's like 15. There's no record that like of this happening at all, but I think it's like 15 minutes before birth or something. That's disgusting.
No, you can do it up until and after birth. There was a doctor came out.
And that's not considered there was one that said, don't get me started. I'm gonna get upset.
There was the case of what happens if you go through with it and it survives.
Yeah.
So this has now been born.
It
And
should
the-
be
the-
up till,
they
I don't
said-
know,
What the
first
doctor
or second
said was,
trimester.
we will put it to one side, bearing in mind that it's just been through a really stressful thing, so, it needs care, but it's out and alive. And they said, we'll put it to one side, have a discussion with the parents, and then they let them decide. And it's like, this is literally a live being on its own, and you're just having that conversation? Okay. This is why when people are like, oh no, but I'm not going to give you access to my hole. I'm like, well, it's probably rank and rotting anyway, judged by the state of your mind.
Oh my God.
Like-
And now with the whole apparent change in regime, women are becoming celibate. That's what you should have been doing in the first place.
It's too late now. It's like shutting the door after the horse is massive.
All it means is that you can't use it as a contraceptive. It's called condoms. It's called birth control. Stop being a little thought, and that's my line on that. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Over there.
Stop being a thought. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop right there before I go off too much. Gary, thank you for the $5.
I had to stop myself before I started talking about what the horse had done to them.
Oh my God, Mr. Hands!
Hey y'all.
Hey,
listen,
it seems
you
to
and
be their
me
thing over there. I've
had the
seen
same-
Cenk.
Same journey, apolitical in 2016, started researching, voted for Donald J. Trump in 2020, and voted for him again in 2024. Yeah. That's how it went for me. It's great. Ed Song, thank you for the 5. I love the part when the Amish rode out on horse and buggy to vote against Kamala. Little poon time. Yeah. Those videos are great. Just like the Trump flag and the horse draw. Like, I'm sure when he saw that, he was just like, he probably loved it. I would love to see that. Like, they came out. They never come out. They came out because they were like, I'm tired of this. And it was, I loved it. All those videos were just great.
I don't know what their rules are, but you would think it'd be like, that sign wasn't made by them. So that sign definitely would have been made by industry. So I'm always wondering, like, where's the line of what they can use and what they can't?
There could have been a little old Amish lady sitting there sewing them flags overnight.
Well, no, I
Never
saw
know.
one of his, like, official signs that you can get in people's gardens and stuff. So it was definitely, like, plastic and metal and printed and things.
I remember Melissa saying that like a gay content creator kind of helped make this happen.
Oh yeah,
So-
in Pennsylvania, he helped. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. I think I followed him too. But yeah, he did. He got a huge vote. Pretty sure that he single-handedly got the popular vote for Trump in Pennsylvania, which was huge because it's one of the swing states.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But he's against gays and all that. It's
Scott Pressler,
Yes.
apparently, according to chat. Thank you, chat.
Thank you,
Y'all know
chat.
more than I do.
I did follow him because I seen him and he was like, hey, he like introduced himself. He's like, since I'm trending, and I was like, ah. And
And
he
that's
like
the crazy
introduced
part.
himself.
He's gay. He's not like one of those toxic white males that they hate.
He's like Vance said, I think it might have been on Joe Rogan when he was talking about the normal gays, and he means the LG, like the regular like lesbian gays, not the A B C D E F G plus Q blah blah blah. That's what he was talking about, and they're all like, yes, we still exist and we want you to leave us alone. Like the
Mhm.
extra crazies, they're like, we just wanted to get married, we got that right, now leave us alone. They hate us again because of you guys. Like, not that we do, but you know what I mean. It's bringing heat on them because of the retarded ones.
It's always been weird that something you do in the privacy of your own home, like, literally nobody else wants to know about it.
I know.
And yet you decide to make that your entire identity. Nobody should even know. There's no need to even bring it up. It's why I've always, like, I've said in a few videos, the only time I care what you do with your genitalia is if you're pointing them at mine. And it's like, literally,
Fair.
It's why I don't understand why in TV shows and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, this video game character likes this. Like, no, it doesn't. It's a video game character. By definition, it doesn't like anything unless you tell it does. And yet, for some reason, I'm supposed to know, he's going out into the street and shooting people in the face. No point should that come up about what he prefers to do in his downtime. It's like trying to save the world out here.
Mountain Mud, thank you for the $9.99. I voted early, got my I voted sticker. I actually got 2. I have one on my mirror that I peeled off, and then I kept one for a souvenir because I was just so excited to vote. Didn't look at it, got outside, went to peel it off, and WTF, literally a unicorn walking under a rainbow. Wait, what? Where did you vote? Is it my hair, the way I walk in? The hell, man. Jeez. Mine had, so the stickers that I had at my place were
Gotta
like...
be California.
Just
Or
just
New
a guess.
York.
Yeah, I was
It's
like, or
like,
New York,
I'm
just a
just
guess.
farting here.
They had these ones, and then like ones for veterans and like future voter ones. Like if you had a kid with you, like that's all they had. And I got to have two, and I'm keeping this one forever because this
It's,
I voted and my candidate won, so it's gonna go in a scrapbook or something.
you
Picture
do get
Trump
very
with
invested in it over there, like
do.
with
I
stickers
love
and
it.
merch, and it's way more like. I think this is why
patriotic.
it's still entertaining. Well, it's like a TV show for them. It's entertainment, so it does make it more interesting to like. It's more interesting to watch what you do over there than when we run ours, because ours is very much just like, this is what we want to do. Some guy will go and start trying to pull a pint down a pub, but there's not really anything interesting going on.
To be fair, I never really got invested in this, but a lot of Americans get invested in like your weddings and stuff. Like it's a royal wedding, it's an occasion, we got to watch it. They've never even been to the UK and they're so invested in it. So
You know what the weird thing was? When he went to McDonald's, and that was like major news for you. I can't believe he's gone to McDonald's. Our politicians have done that all the time. They're always going to like some random factory to try and put like a widget in a box. Like that's a really standard tactic.
It's like been there, done that.
Yeah,
We
well,
did
I
it
was surprised
first.
it made like such massive news, because I thought, I suppose because you guys do such on a bigger scale and you have to go to more places, they just don't have the time to do like the smaller stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Trump was flying to 3 different states a day and then still going home at the end of the night. Like he has a better
Flying
work
almost
ethic
as much
than
as
some-
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. But it's just crazy. So like, he's, how old he is, and then there's 20-year-olds that don't even do a quarter of that. It's great to see. It shows you that he is a hard worker, and that's who we want running our country. Someone who works hard and can make the tough decisions. I'd rather have someone, I think he's hilarious. People think he's a jerk. I think he's funny, but you need somebody like that.
I think you have to be a
because-
jerk to be funny.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, because jokes, you have to push the limit sometimes.
And there was
that's-
actually a theory that the more you despise the world, the funnier you are, because everybody thinks like the same thing. They all dislike the same thing, but you're the one that notices it because it annoys you more. So it allows you to point out those annoyances. And when you point them out, that's when people go, oh, that's true. But you only notice it because you're more like sensitive to it. It's one of the reasons that comedians are often depressed, because they despise the world,
They are though.
but they can joke about it. So they seem
Yeah.
happy because they're making other people laugh. But the only reason they can make you laugh is because they're really, really miserable.
Miserable. Yeah, it's true. Lucifer the Doberman, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Happy anniversary to one of the best shows on YouTube. Thank you. Also, did you know I got a new puppy? Her name is Hera, and she is adorable. Aw.
Oh, Hera, that's adorable.
Hera.
I love it.
Congrats on the new puppy. Justin Martins for 10. It's a good thing X-Ray can't vote here. Kamala may have turned her.
Trudeau would be
by
leasing you if
offering
that
to
was the
stroke
case.
her hair like Lady G. She's fallen for it before, is all I'm saying.
I mean, I wouldn't let Kamala touch my hair. Lady G is a different story. Of course, I'm gonna let Lady G touch my hair, and then
Not
she's gonna say
Kamala.
something dirty by accident on Twitter, being like, "I want to stroke your hair. I miss it."
Yeah, I missed cuddling up to her and lying next to her, stroking her hair.
I mean,
I don't know why you all took that the wrong way.
hey,
I just said I missed sleeping with X-Ray Girl.
I've
Why
slept
did
with
you all-
so many women this past year, including Wicked, by the way.
Multiple times, hasn't it been by now? This year?
Yeah,
There's been
We're
lots
on a
of
road
meetups
trip.
between you
I've
two.
shared so many different beds with her.
It's true.
Technically true, okay? Technically true. You guys are taking it the wrong way.
I didn't wink. I had something in my eye. Clyde Dashing, thank you for gifting a membership. Hold on. You know what? We haven't done this in like 20 minutes. So
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
sorry. I
It's
love
the
that
cheer.
clip.
Oh, it's like, no, that was the context. There was nothing else to that.
So hold on, we're gonna get on, even though the major topic is gonna be Trump and the election, but I have a couple things to pull up that we can talk about. Ed, thank you for the 5. Robin, season 2, please, for as what? Was the Robin in the Hood?
Oh, Robin
Mm-hmm.
in the Hood. It's like Dispar's Wheel of Time or Velma or
But Disparu liked that show too.
I wouldn't say liked it. I reviewed it.
He loved it. No, I'm kidding. He
But
did.
that was getting
The
a
drama
season
with
2, isn't
Professor
it?
X, who I didn't even know who he was before we started this, but then I found out like he's actually big time. He's
director
really
or
big in
whatever?
like the music industry. He's made the videos for some of the biggest songs like ever. So
Never
this
heard
is
of
an
her.
incredibly rich guy, incredibly wealthy background, desperately trying to pretend that he came from some kind of hood, and really understands the struggles of
Like a
the
Mandela?
youth. And thought, no one really cares about Robin Hood. I'm like, well, the two people you pissed off are English, so we kind of do. That's what I'm saying. In Canada, maybe no one cares about Robin Hood in Canada. There is a problem when you're
Probably
stealing
Canada.
from another culture, though. I've heard that's a bit of a problem over there, but you didn't seem to bother about it when it was mine. And then he starts mouthing off. He went on the news at one point. I remember that, and started talking about how all the toxic people were after him. He went on a show with a shiny, sparkly ball and started calling other people, say they
Oh
look
my
like
God.
fools.
Ha 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 ha!
But it
I
did
think it was
give me...
something that he did.
Yeah? Well, that was me. The laughter was me because he was imitating. Everyone knows how I laugh. When I just go for it. I don't care. But he was like, no, they're faking it. It's like, no, that's just how I laugh. Like, do you think I could fake that repeatedly in multiple streams?
I know.
Why would I want to fake
enough.
that in multiple
He
streams?
can't.
So yeah, it kind of got wild just because of Professor X. And the best bit was, it gave me my favorite TV moment of all time, when the supposed evil guy started dancing because he'd got one over on Robin Hood. And this guy had been battered from pillar to post. They'd been harassing him. They'd been attacking him. They'd kidnapped his son. They tied him into a chair. And the show kept saying he was the bad guy. I'm like, this guy is a boss. I want him to act in everything.
Yep. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't watch Robin Hood.
Sorry, I was looking at Wicked and waiting for her to say something because I
Yeah.
thought she would. And then
If
she
it went
goes,
on any
"Yup."
longer, I was going to change my
Yup.
camera again.
Aye.
See if I
Reach
can
for
jump
one of
scare
your
her.
pop
Have you
toys.
seen, there is a
Pulling up,
newer
some
Rudai.
screenshots. Sorry.
Oh
There
my God!
is-
Please don't put a Rudai on. No,
No,
no, no,
there's
no,
a new
no,
one though.
no,
You'll
no,
like
no,
it.
no,
I
no.
promise you'll like it. You'll like the newer
No,
Rudai.
no, no,
You will.
no.
You will.
This Baru.
Ah! What? It's a mariachi, a Mary Rudai band.
It's a Rudio.
A Rudio! Why is he using so many bananas? I don't understand.
I don't know the banana bit. Apparently, at one point, he said he was like Mexican or something. I don't understand.
Okay, but like,
I think he said he was Latino.
my members are bananas, so he is abusing my members right now.
But, well.
Or
he
maybe
wants
the
to get a hold of
members
your
like
members.
it.
Yeah.
Chat. Some of my members are here. Would you like a Rudai to abuse you as a banana and bruise you all up?
To hold you tightly.
And what was it on the airplane again?
What?
Well, I don't know.
What's that
Oh,
thing
raw
called?
dogging.
But yeah, raw dogging. Would
Mhm.
you like a Rudio to raw dog you?
Well, this is the
Means
point.
I would
I
not
only
like
knew that
that.
phrase from a very different perspective. A very different setting is what that is. Like,
I
if
thought
you
this
can't
was
go and
cute,
say,
so I
I went
pulled
on
it
the
up,
flight to
by the
America
way.
and started raw dogging. Like, no one will think that.
I went to a flight on America and I was sleeping. Anyway,
It's like I was raw dogging for 9 hours. It's like, I'm
I
amazed you had the
was raw
stamina.
dogging my way to San Antonio
Didn't anyone else need the bathroom?
for 2 + 2 hours.
I'm not here. I'm leaving.
No, I didn't raw dog it. I watched Casper for the first flight and the second flight.
Casper, I love it. Can I keep
I
you?
The
was-
friendly ghost.
On Twitter and playing games on my phone. You know, I didn't raw dog it.
When I came back from Las Vegas, I still remember there was a guy in front of me on the right hand side, and he watched both seasons of Halo. And I was falling asleep. I was watching movies and stuff, and every time I checked over, he's still watching Halo. That guy binged the entire thing. I was amazed.
The entire season of Halo.
Well, and he got into the second season. I'm not sure how much of the second season he got in, but he just literally, from start to finish of that flight, went through the entire season and started on the
Oh
second.
my
until it ended.
God.
He was a machine.
I guess he technically raw dogged Halo.
Well, I think it raw dogged him.
Hey, maybe it was mutual. There was consent there.
I think that
Here
was
it
the
is.
problem. Like, I would have
Yes.
understood it more if someone tied him to a chair and made him.
For torture?
Well, yeah, I don't know why anyone would voluntarily watch Halo for
I
that
mean,
long in one go.
the booty in Halo wasn't like horrible, but it's not worth seeing.
It was,
for,
according
like,
to
2
Lady
seconds.
Gravesmaster. She was very disappointed.
I mean, Lady Gravemaster also posted on Twitter that she wanted to lay in bed with me and stroke my hair. So I don't know. Maybe her tastes are sus. I don't know. Love you, Lady G.
I think her words were something along the lines of, "This guy is supposed to be a super soldier. He's supposed to be the peak of humanity, and that's the best we got." It was apparently really saggy.
Here's to the Amish. Sorry, I had to bring it up. This is just amazing.
I do like that on a search for the Amish, it's probably one of the few ones which is safe to scroll.
Oh, why is it? There we go. Okay, I went the wrong way. There we go.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for the
saw
two
one
mic-
right just behind them on a road, and there's like 10 of these horse and carts just following each other in a parade.
Mountain Mutt, thank you for the $4.99. And I live way out in the country, and I was the only voter there at the time. Oh, okay, that's crazy. I didn't have the unicorn vote sticker in Florida.
I was kind of amazed when I saw the pictures of the queues that you guys get. We have nothing like that.
I went early.
Every time
It
I've gone, there might
wasn't
be
bad.
one person in front of me.
It wasn't. I had to go early because I was going to be away. But I probably would have went early anyways because of that reason, like very long lines.
We
Pokey,
just
thank
have
you for
booths all over the place. Like even in a small city or town or whatever, there were multiple within a couple of roads. There'll be multiple.
Yeah, well, there is a few, and real quick, something I want to point out. So it was an electronic one. I think some places still do like the writing one, but where I went was electronic. And where you could vote for Donald Trump, there was just like fingerprints. Like people voted for him hard. I was like, oh my god! I looked, you just see like big prints. I was like, they were.
You can tell the enthusiasm by the thickness of the thumb.
It was just like I was just like I thought it was so funny. I noticed it
It's
afterwards.
like a
'cause, like,
handshake.
the screen
has to be
when the-
strong.
when the screen turned off, you just seen the fingerprints, and I was like, they were like, yes, knocking the whole thing over. Some of the old people though, it was like shaking. You could see them just like
With
voting
Kamala,
for
there's like a thumbprint and then another hand pushing it on.
yeah, forceful. Yeah. Pokey, thank you for the 10. I think the Amish just wanted to be left alone, but since they weren't Trump, won Pennsylvania.
And that's why I say they're like the Ents, as Disbrew had kind of alluded to, because they don't care about what is happening all around. But as soon as you F with who they care about and what they care about, then they'll include themselves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because their entire thing is we think that we hit a point where that was the best way to be, and we just want to stay there. So any of your policies are kind of irrelevant to them. They literally just want to stay in their own bubble where they think they have the healthiest lives, and that's it. And they trade with the external as much as they need to survive, but they don't really want it as such.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. They walked a lot, though. I was reading a Victorian novel recently where they said that place is only 3 miles from here. Well, we'll be there in under an hour if we walk briskly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And there's still a bit of that attitude in, like, Britain now. We still walk a fair bit. I think it's why that our public transport is still used quite a lot and stuff, because people are willing to walk everywhere. Whereas what I've heard in America, and we still have, like, local shops and stuff to walk to, whereas in America, you need to get in a car to go to your local supermarket, because there's no other way you're going to get there. So it's different cultures.
True. 16-bit mascot for 5. Cheers, we won. Let's continue to kick it in the butt. Cheers.
Whose butt am I kicking?
California?
The people that we're about to react to in a minute once I catch up on these super chats.
Can I just show you? I got an alpaca from Peru, and it feels so
it's so
soft.
fuzzy.
It's so. Someone was like,
So
"What's that
fluffy.
fuzzy thing?" It's an alpaca. It's cute.
Like, that was going to be a
Anyways,
snack on the plane, but she never ate it, so she just kept it.
Speaking of that, you know what? I actually was just sent a bunch of like screenshots. I'll just read them off though. Hold on, because then I have to share like Discord and stuff, and I don't want to do that.
Tried
But
to
I
order
knew
gerbil on the plane,
But let's see. So this tweet, let's see. Just in, China says it hopes for a peaceful coexistence with the United States. We respect the choice of the American people. That's just one. Like so many people, like so many countries are.
there's been a
just-
lot. Yeah.
There's been a lot. Let's see. What was this one? Just in, Russian President Putin confirms his readiness to begin negotiations with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Thomas calls for immediate end to the war after Trump election won. What's this one? Justin Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman calls to strengthen relations with the United States following Donald Trump's election victory. Yeah, it's great. If Kamala would have won, it would have been
Well,
World
you
War
have to remember,
III, so
a lot of these nations that they're still like their cultures aren't Western cultures. They didn't go through any kind of feminist movement or anything. They're still masculine cultures. They believe in strength and leadership. And so
Yeah.
if you come out to them weak, they're not going to respect you.
Yeah.
You can say what you want. There isn't a woman leader in the world that they would respect. It's literally impossible because you can either be strong or intelligent. They're not going to respect you because you can virtue signal more than them. It's an entirely different value system. And this is one of the issues with the idea of equality and thinking everyone's the same. You will go into a negotiation like that and get owned because they don't care about anything you care about. There was a guy over here, and he said he was talking to Putin, and Putin was like, well, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And we were like, well, that's when I brought up that you don't have the same equal rights that we do in this country. It's like, I'm surprised he didn't laugh in your face. I don't respect that.
That's not how
Yeah.
you go into negotiations. That's not gonna like your culture versus their culture. It makes no sense that's a talking point.
There was a clip, I don't know whether I'll be able to find it, but it was this guy saying that Biden met somebody in Afghanistan, like face to face. And he just went, if you harm another American, if you harm a hair on their head, I'll kill you. And the guy, the translator was like, and he went, no, tell him, translated him. And then as he was translating it to him, Trump pulled out a picture of this guy's house and just slid it across the table to him, walked out the room. He said, did you know that not one American got injured for another 18 months after that event? Because that's what you respect. That's negotiation, not, I'll give you joy. It was like, oh no.
Okay. Oh no. Cranberry, thank you for the 350. They found boredom is good for your brain, actually. That's true. I was actually just talking to somebody about that. How like these days kids, they're always just so entertained. There's always a screen in front of them.
They don't know
and-
how to be creative.
Yeah, exactly.
I built penny forts. Okay?
She's like, I
There's
know
a-
the struggle.
There's a difference between mental stimulation and serotonin stimulation. So yeah, things like
Yeah.
TikTok, which just rely on the reward system of your brain, absolutely you don't want it going all the time. That's how you destroy everything and give yourself depression. But something like reading a book is what I'm on about. I'm on about like something that's intellectually stimulating. Maybe for some people it's good to rest. My brain would shut down. I can actually feel my brain shut down. It's horrific. And once that switches off, I find it hard to get back into the rhythm of stuff. So I think there's a difference between just thinking and exploiting the reward mechanisms.
True. I'm not skipping super chats, guys, but since Ian's leaving, he's gonna be in the desert for a month. I'm gonna release a Christmas book called. Yeah, he was talking to my Discord about it. He's gonna be away. I'm going to release a Christmas book called Ian's Out of Context. I think he meant super chats. It's okay. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm off to the desert. See you in 3 weeks. Thank you for the 50 pounds, Ian. Stay safe.
He totally just dropped another super chat auto correcting that. Oh my god, Ian. Ian!
I already
You
knew
didn't
what
have
you meant.
to.
Super
So we can
chats, not
autocorrect the
eats.
autocorrect.
Thank you, Ian. Stay safe and make sure you got plenty of water and your saucy hat. He has it. He said he was worried
Love
about
you,
losing
Ian.
it, so he's gonna
Also,
take
if you're off
pictures
to
of
the
it.
desert, super heats kind of fits anyway.
Yeah.
It does. It
Who was
actually
that? I'm going to be
does.
super heated.
True. Mary R, thank you for the 10.
Hang on.
Today, Pinterest sent
Being
me a
Scottish can even go in
Hold
the
on.
desert. Is
This
that
for
like
you.
legal? Like, surely you'll get fried, right? This is why when I saw the army recruiting in Scotland when we were in Afghanistan, I'm like, is that really what you want in a desert war? More ginger people? It seems like a
Not
recipe for
ginger.
disaster.
Doesn't Ian have brown hair?
I don't know. I'm just saying in Scotland there's a lot of ginger people.
Okay, yeah, true.
Like, Scotland doesn't have much sun. I'm surprised that a Scottish person would want to be in a desert. That's going to be like factor 5,000.
He's on a mission. I don't know. Mary, thank you for the 10. Today, Pinterest sent me a notification of sweet treats to make. I clicked on the link to look at it, and at the bottom of the PG, I had to laugh because there was a pic of Dan
Oh.
Vask. Guess he is considered a sweet treat. Thank
Was
you,
it the pic
Mary.
of Dan Vast that he took from like here? Have you seen this picture?
I don't know.
I'll get it because this picture is amazing, and I don't know what prompted him to do it. I don't know if he created it, but I think this is a new like modeling career idea.
Oh, are you still here, Dan? Badass 447 for 10. Disprove, you are very smart, but fully incorrect when it comes to wolves taking over towns. Humanoids have dominated wolves for 2 million years since Homo erectus existed.
I mean, tell that to the people that wrote stories about them in their histories.
I don't know. I have no input on that one. Thank you for the 10. Ed Song, thank you for 5. Disprove, bears were trained at Cabal of Witches. They took the man or bear too literally. Sorry, I'm catching up. This was an old conversation.
Bears
I'm
were
sorry,
trained
guys.
a cabal of witches. They took the man or bear to. I'm not sure about the bears were trained by a cabal of witches, or were
Think
the
so.
bears training witches? Was Agatha all along trained by a bear in a forest?
It
That would
make
be a more
sense.
interesting tale.
It would be way more interesting. Dave Chandler, thank you for being a member for 7 months. The worst animal you can encounter is a skunk. I agree with that. I saw one on the front porch once. To this day, I don't go out on that porch without looking first. Yeah.
I've heard that. I've only heard in mythology the stink bug, the one you really don't want to piss off because they're like that big, but the smell will stay for days
Okay. Yeah.
if you annoy
so
them.
before I moved, they're actually invasive, right? They came from Asia or something. Don't quote me on that, but they came from somewhere else over to where I used to live in New York State and surrounding areas like country areas. They were all over it. It was so annoying. And I actually had a trap. Some guy came up with a trap to get them because they're attracted by light. So you get like a 2-liter like soda bottle, a plastic one, you cut it and you flip it and you put a light at the bottom to attract them in it because they can't get out with the small like entryway, whatever. That's how you would catch them, because if you kill them, it would stink. It was really freaking annoying. So you had to
Or if they're
capture
scared,
them.
presumably.
Yeah, so you have to capture them and then let them outside, or just let them die, whatever. It's really freaking annoying. I'm glad that they're not in Florida.
That's what I heard about house spiders as well. Every single house spider you've ever tried to save by taking it outside has died.
Probably.
Well, they're not supposed to live out there, so it's like, oh, I'm keeping them alive now.
No, you're killing them slowly. Gunnar Mazda for 3. It's a super sticker. What?
Oh no.
We always have to go look like. What
Do you
is
know
this?
what that
Another new one.
means? Wicked,
No, I
just out of
don't. What did I just say? What does that mean?
I'm not sure you want to know. It would be.
I'm not
I'm sure you know the meme of oh, camera on the whole time, huh?
No.
What? I can't remember his name.
Did Wicked just say a slur?
No. You can say Guna. It means
I'm like,
you know
what did I
when
say?
this you know the story of the birds and the bees? Well, sometimes there's just bees.
No, I'm just kidding.
That could
Okay.
also be called gooning.
Oh goodness. Thank you for the $3 super chat. Slosher has been a member for 7 months. Oh, I like you. Oh, look at his avatar, Trump and Peanut. Aw. Until a few years ago, I worked in oil in northern Canada. We used dogs and bear bangers fireworks to scare the bears away. Oh, that's a cool name. Bear bangers to scare, like, that makes sense.
I've
there
never
is
seen a bear banger before.
The way she said it, all like bear banger. John.
She knew what she was saying at the time.
No,
I
I
don't
didn't.
buy the innocent act.
It didn't
This time.
register until later. Listen, she does this in person too. Okay, so I believe it. Just for real, do you know what's
Thank you.
up with the SPD in Germany?
What's
Only
SPD mean?
only from a very like zoomed out perspective of anything that's going on in Germany. I don't know how everyone's like. I know more the general term, so I don't know which group is which. I know there's like an alliance of 3 parties at the moment, and there's another side, and then there's a certain song that people were singing that got some youngsters in trouble, but is also taking off. Again, women were joining that kind of angle, which is a sign that there's something behind the movement. So I know a bit about what's going on over there, but not much.
Okay. That nobody guy for 5. People are addicted to near constant stimulation these days. I know I am. Tech companies have done tons of R&D to exploit that for engagement. It's very true.
Yeah, but I'm not on about constant stimulation. I'm on about I need to think about something, otherwise my brain will die. It's not I need serotonin injections. It's not I'm addicted to TikTok or something. Like I need something to think about.
Hate
Like you could
TikTok.
give me
I
you could give me like a philosophical argument, whatever it is. It would just be some kind of topic that I need to think about. That's what I enjoy.
Marker Reality, thank you for the 50. Trump got 55% of Hispanic men, 45% of Hispanics overall. He also did really well with the Black men and Asian men. Other than that, a little gay man got 50,000 plus Amish to get out and vote in PA because the USDA kept coming down on them. Yeah, there are so many videos. Like I saw this one, it was like this black guy, and he's like, I live in the hood, whatever. He's like, things are bad when the hood is voting for Trump, and everyone was like, sure, like they were all just like cheering it. Like he was walking
necessarily
around.
means it's bad.
No, it means that you need change, which is fine. It does. I mean, things
just
are bad. He's not wrong.
No.
But
She alienated that vote.
oh, she did. Remember
It's not
Biden? If you don't
bad.
vote for me, you ain't black. Remember he said that? I can't believe he said that. Like, oh my god.
Biden's more relatable than Kamala.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Biden. I didn't vote for him. I voted for Trump, but it's like Hillary all over again. People just didn't like Kamala. She didn't have good policies, so she didn't get voted for. It's and people, like I said, we won the culture war. People got so sick of everything, the whole woke mind virus, and people have gotten so sick of it. And it's gonna change. Under Trump, he's gonna make laws that just basically tell all these people to shut up, and that's why they're so sad. They're so sad.
Can you share my
Sorry.
screen
What
now?
is this?
This is Dan Vass taking a selfie.
He looks like like a fly.
He's done
Point of
quite a
view,
few of them.
Gross. Why? Dan, gross.
It's not his only one.
Dan.
I can find what, like, he's done like a load of just really weird pictures.
I think
Dan.
he gets off with those.
Okay, here's another one.
Here
Oh
we go.
God.
He's like, can you share my screen, please? He's been patiently
I
waiting for
don't
like
want to
15
share the
minutes.
screen. What?
I mean,
Why?
he looks like a coal miner.
Looks like a picture that you would see on like scary stories on like
I just love right next to it is #1 charting metal singer, YouTuber, and business owner. Ta-da!
Hey, we all don't take good selfies, including Dan.
It's okay.
I've never
He's a
seen
real-
someone do it
he's a real
deliberately
person
before.
after all.
Oh god, people are following him. Like Camel. Oh, okay. Do you want to see Camelot?
I'm scared, but show it.
Oh,
I'm
please.
even more scared. Oh my god.
You know who it reminds me of? It's the guy that looks like a thumb, the actor that we saw on FNT yesterday.
He looks like Kevin from The Office a little bit there. Oh no.
He started a brand new trend.
Dan. Jason Webster, thank you for the Australian 5. Hi to the endearing and wonderfully warm-hearted X-ray girl, Wicked Virtue with her sagacious observations of society and culture and rapid-fire disparu. Thank you, Jason. I was waiting for disparu to do that.
We have Quarter Black.
He did it too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and show it.
I already have. Honestly, I wouldn't have recognized it if I didn't see his name.
That one's not as scary as the other ones, though.
Yeah, but there is
No.
there is another. There is
That's
one
giving-
more.
that's
Oh,
giving
show.
looking at you.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Hold on
This one
second,
is
Ian.
from
I don't know if
X-Wing.
he's here. I'm super scared.
This is what you can get out of wide. This is the fun you can get with wide-angle lenses.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my face says it all. Oh.
Well, this is the entire point, though. Women will spend like hours and take 5,000 selfies to take the one that they put on Twitter. Men are just like, how can I make myself look dog ugly?
How can I look the worst? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I follow this trend? I feel like I should.
How do you get it? Is it like a filter?
It look,
No.
Well, no, it looks like it's a wide-angle camera lens and then just like taken about there. Or like maybe a bit above.
Okay. I'm gonna do photo. 1 second, and I'll post this.
X-Wing's picture is tagged
I can't-
#flawless.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, that is an awful
To be
photo.
fair, yours was bad enough from this camera.
I'll put it on Saucy, and this is totally gonna get eviscerated. Oh no, what am I doing?
Ian, thank you for
You're being
another
one of the
50
lads.
pounds. There's a book called Cultish, which explains the notion of pack thinking and suggests that it is a spectrum. Understanding the roots of ideology is a fast track to breaking it. What's it called?
Yeah,
Cultish?
with any of this kind of stuff, it's always a spectrum. You get like what the majority want, and then you have the fringes of people. Evolution likes a stable group because they will keep the DNA going. But then it likes to experiment with the fringe people to see maybe this is an advantage. And so when you're talking about that, you're kind of talking about middle of the road people that want to be safe. They don't want to think about things. They have got busy lives. They just want to be told what to do. They want to do the right thing so they're not in trouble. It's not like a malicious thing. There's no value judgment attached to it. It's just, I like knowing why people do what they do.
Did you post it?
I put it under Saucy
Oh, the
announcement.
post.
Yeah.
You also have an element of behavior.
Are you
You
gonna
also,
bring it up on stream?
Should I?
I
Do you
will.
guys want to see it?
You also
I'll
have
do it. I'll do it.
there's
Hold
also
on,
an element of
I'm gonna try to
behavior
take one
where
too. Go ahead.
there's an
Continue,
element of
Drew.
behavior where something can have advantages from
ruins
like
it.
an evolutionary perspective and a breeding perspective, but in modern society may be twisted into a bad idea. So
I also realized my feet are in this. God dang it! I need to delete it.
you
It's
actually
not
look
for free.
worse in
Redo
this
it,
picture.
Redo it.
You look worse on this stream than in that picture.
Really?
Yeah, because we saw it from like this perspective, so we saw it like bottom down rather than like at a high angle shot.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna redo that photo because my feet aren't for free, guys. Okay.
I didn't even notice your feet were in the picture. I was more looking at the facial expression.
Because how gross it was.
Sorry, I'm
Okay,
trying to
there
get
you
it.
go.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work with my hat. I can't do it.
Take the hat off then.
You need to
I'm a
just
man,
tuck
I'm
your
a problem
chin in
solver.
and do like 4 or 5
Okay.
chins. Honestly,
want-
that's the way to do it.
You know what? Here, you know what? While we're doing this,
Yeah,
Brew, read a couple
you know,
of these super chats.
You're just
for us,
proving my
please.
point, right? I literally said that women will take 5,000 selfies and post one on social media when they get the right one. And guys will just be like, how ugly can I make myself? And you're still taking multiple selfies to try
True,
and...
because feet are my feet aren't free, okay? Okay, this is a very awful photo, so
Can you
I
read
hope
this
you
super chat,
y'all
just
enjoy
Brew?
it.
Patriotic Gestalt for $20. Hail to the best triumvirate on YouTube.
I like that word, triumvirate.
Triumvirate, yeah.
Okay, there
It's,
you go.
3 people. I like Gestalt as a word.
It's great.
The where you
Child.
put together the whole from the few.
Okay, you're welcome. Do I look bangable?
I mean, you look like a Californian voter.
Ah, you're welcome. It's the hair
It's the chin.
Shoes.
and the chins.
Mm.
See,
It just
I know,
goes away.
I know I can get at least 4 chins just based on that.
Well, no, it was more that the chin
What?
vanished. Like the chin receded into your face. That's very Californian. Like the chin just vanishes further and further away. So they grow bigger and bigger beards to try and shape a chin,
Ed Song, thank you for
including the
five.
women.
I have been planting the seeds for Wicked's entrance into the F&T slowly but surely. The pasta goblin.
The pasta
Will
Yeah,
be
she won't
on
even be
F&T.
invited on. There'll just be a stream once, and in Gary's background, you'll just see her like slowly pop up like a horror movie.
Like
Like
that
with a
hair
little
over my face,
goblin
like,
hands.
like the goblin with
Yeah,
filled
with like
pasta
a bowl of spaghetti.
and a meatball in the other hand.
Mhm.
Um,
Gary's balls in her hand. Right.
wait, what? Disparu. Dave Chandler, thank you for the $9.99. Disparu, did you follow the tragedy of Peanut the squirrel at the end of the election? We also had the revenge of the red squirrels in Great Britain. Suddenly, squirrels are everywhere. Yeah, we talked about it last week. Rest in
Mhm.
peace, Peanut.
The story of the
R.I.P.
red
Peanut.
squirrels was interesting though, because they were dying of like a virus that was brought over by an invasive species, and so I suppose the ones which are left are like immune, and now they're just kicking them back out of their territory. And all the AI memes of like red squirrels in Roman like shields, gladius in hand, just marching
around
together to kick out the invaders. It was awesome.
We are drinking prosecco. What is that? Vodka soda,
It's
cherry.
Blue Lobster vodka soda. I believe this is from Newfoundland. Yeah, Nova Scotia. Wrong N.
Okay, and this brew is drinking. You guys can
The
probably
most
guess
pretentious
it.
whiskey I've ever drank. Like, do
Show
you
us the
want to hear?
bottle. Show us.
Well, this is the bottle, but it's the box which
That's not
actually
for
has the most
peanut,
pretentious
please.
description. Because it says fresh, sweety, fruity, and smooth-bodied. This 12-year-old is as rounded and clear as the shapes of a still room,
Let's take
glimpsed
another
by
cheers.
hazy shafts of sunlight glancing through the morning clouds.
Glancing. Oh.
That is the description of the
So
taste. It's like, oh,
sexy.
the sunlight is reflecting. And then it goes on to talk about how, like, the sunlight softly
just killed
suggests
X-ray.
this is the flavor description, right? It suggests the rounded shapes of the stills, softly outlined in a cloudy day's glimpse of the first sun. Fresh and fruity, it's a classic expression of character, first seen in 1846. Here are those spicy sea air aromas and sweet smoky dry flavors, elegantly expressed with a clarity and balance that comes from the perfect maturation.
Dang! Every time I thought he was done, it was so cool.
No, just go. That
keeps
is an
going
entire
on
thing.
and
I only read the
on
bottom
and
bit. I was like,
Okay, you need a sponsorship.
I literally read this bottom like that's the most pretentious thing I've ever heard. I need to taste it.
Hey,
That's
yes,
what-
Mike. Nuts out for peanut. You're right.
It's the
Jason-
opposite for art reviewers. They're also pretentious. I have no interest in tasting them.
We all
Same.
did. Every female, especially. Jason Webster, Australian 5. George Carlin, all our political system produces is garbage in, garbage out. Yes, George Carlin had quite a few good monologues, whatever you want to call it, good takes.
My favorite thing about that is that people have been following like Nancy Pelosi's investment strategy, and she was at like 54% or something rise in 1 year. But there's also an inverse Kramer where they just take Kramer's advice and do the exact opposite of anything he says, and he's beating her with wrong advice. So I'm like, going the opposite of Kramer has been more successful than Nancy Pelosi, who, well, she's in the place which knows where the businesses are going to be succeeding.
Okay, I'm counting my chins, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 chins. That's more chins than in a phone book.
I was trying to bunch for every
Yeah,
word she said.
You can
Sorry. I've had too much
take on
Prosecco.
Boogie with that.
Oh
That's also one of my
God.
favorite things. Boogie
Boogie.
did the whole white men for Harris and Tories shirt as a meme. But then somebody retweeted it who probably knew who he was. And then the news reported it as if it was a genuine story. And then it went like national news just because he was memeing and nobody knew. It's like,
You know what? That just made me think of something that I'm going to pull
I'm
up.
sorry that Boogie reminded you of something.
Oh my god.
No, the white dudes for Harris thing.
I think Boogie, like, I loved the EFAP coverage of Boogie. It was one of my favorites. Like, I loved some of the pop culture stuff, but that was like, I cannot believe a human being like that existed and exists on the
I'm
internet.
gonna apologize, but also not because X-Wing decided to post this on the internet. He did put it in our pirate group chat first, and then he was bullied into posting it on Twitter. Did you guys see that? Hold on.
Don't forget, real men vote for Kamala. Don't forget.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah.
That's what you made me think of when you said like white dudes for Kamala, and I'm like, you know what? Let's give X-Wing some
That's disturbing.
spotlight. It was scary, very scary.
Disturbing.
Jason Webster, thank you for the 5. George Carlin, it doesn't matter which party. Wait, doesn't I think it matter which party forms government? It's all the same. This country has been bought and sold over a long time ago. Yes, I'm trying to catch up, and then we'll pull up some of these
Our
crazy.
first topic?
Can you share a
I mean,
Can you share my screen for a sec?
Oh no.
know you got mine. I couldn't get it.
That is a horrifying selfie. That's amazing.
It was far worse from
We're
our like
so
your
hot.
angle wasn't that bad, but from ours it was like wait what?
I was just trying to copy everything the guys did, but this is actually even better.
Well,
Thank you.
I think it's because they used a wide angle lens. It was like right on their foreheads, so you get the
Yeah.
whole elongation. Where you're doing as if you're still trying to take a proper selfie.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
and Dan started. We're so cute. I can't
we're
even.
so cute. I need to
I love-
retweet this.
Wicked just looks as if she's pissed off at her own camera. It was like, I hate you, Farron. You blue screened again.
Wait, you didn't even tag us, Disprue. How rude.
Wow. I
Well,
hate us.
it was more because I wanted to show it on the stream and didn't
you
know
cared
how to
about.
do that without posting it
We
somewhere.
went back and took the screenshot. Now
I'm
we never
reposting.
know what he's doing.
Okay,
Yes,
no, I'm
I did it just
holding.
before I said that. That's like while you were talking on Super Chat. Yeah.
Dave Chandler, thank you for the $4.99. Love that hat, Wicked. Thank you. It's the veteran Make America. It says Make America Great again on the back. I want to get the like regular red one. I think that would be cute. I also kind of want the pink one, and then me and X-Ray can match. Love that hat. Thank you. Disprove X-Ray. I ran my first D&D game as Dungeon Master the other night. I have a whole campaign planned for my table.
That sounds so
Ooh.
fun.
Fancy.
Amazing.
Yeah,
You know
D&D is
what?
great fun.
We should put it on our throne list.
What? The hat? Oh, yeah. Can you send it to me? You found the pink one.
I lost it because
Oh, gosh darn it.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it. Bear
I
back.
was out
Gosh
with my
darn it.
friend, and we seen this hot blonde chick that had the pink Trump hat out. It was when I was in New York, and I keep talking about it, but I'm still like mind blown and just like humbled and so happy to see that people are so like outward with their support. But I was like, I want to know where her hat is, and she was like moving real quick, and I was like, I want to be like,
There it is.
I wanted to like get up and chase her, but I'm like, she probably would have. Just for real.
Can you not? That is disturbing.
You know, he has spies in this stream that go and tell him.
Thank you. I will put that on my list.
You've come to. I do not appreciate
That's
you
not the
using
one
my
I
face to
seen.
jump scare people. I was like,
It's okay. That's cute. Sorry. That's cute, but it's not the one I seen. The one I seen was kind of like distressed, like our heart ones, pink, and it said like Trump stitched in it. And it was just like, oh, it was so nice. I'll see if I can find it. But I do like that one. I'll put that on my list. It's cute. Hi, MTB Steve. Thank you for being a member for 12 months, 1 year. Can you read this one, Disprove? I feel like it'll sound classy in your accent.
Duppy Rider for $2. Fucking scissoring.
I was right.
Well,
Thank
yeah, you wanted it posh. Otherwise, I would have done a more as like impression. But if you wanted it,
You wanted it. He just called himself posh. Okay, you're so like full of your. I'm just kidding. Full of
no,
yourself,
no,
Disprove.
my accent isn't posh over here. It's only posh to Americans.
Shane, thank you for the 20. Just tuned in, and Wicked's got her graceful shoulders out. X-Ray Girl showing some cute tummy action. And for F6, Disparu couldn't be bothered to throw on a deep V at least.
I don't think I have any
Oops,
t-shirt with
I
a
didn't-
deep V.
I am wearing. I also have my oven mitt in case anybody missed it. You know, because Trump's president, and this is where I've
Mhm.
lost all my rights. I'm just gonna bake a bunch of pies, and I got
Yes.
my housewife dress on.
Okay, I've
If you
added.
bake the cream pies, a rude I'll shove them on his face.
That's not what they're for. They're for feeding all the hungry men in America that need feeding.
Wow. How many men in this chat want Wicked's?
Cream
Anyways.
pies. You know what this reminds? It
No.
reminds me of
Oh my
It was one of the G&G meetups, and like Drunk 3PO's meeting people, and you're just in the corner behind him, like all like
I was
this.
hiding. It was very easy to hide behind.
Yeah, but at one point he came around with the camera, and you were just like, and like shrinking back into the corner as
Oh,
if you
look at
wanted the world to like swallow you up.
It's like, I'm not here.
It was the same thing then. So you actually had the ability to just go, no.
Anyways, Marguerite, thank you for the 20. This election wasn't between the Republicans and the Democrats. It was between the populists and the progressives. Mitch McConnell and Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump Jr. and RFK Jr. as an example, still fighting for power. That's what I'm saying. Like, we won the culture war. Like, how does it feel? I know you guys aren't American, but how does it feel? Feels great to me.
I feel like it feels like a
Oh my god, I can hold it
huge win for the not only politics but the culture war, because it not only validates people, but it's now a hope in the horizon for a possible change. And only time will tell, of course, at this rate, from what I've seen people's reactions are. And I mean, I'm just a bystander to all of this. I didn't make any change whatsoever that I know of. And what?
What are you laughing
I
at?
was looking at Twitter, the reactions to the picture.
I didn't look
And
yet.
you've posted underneath your selfie and said 4 reasons, and Mark replied underneath, "I put a ring on this."
He's like, yeah, be jealous.
You should totally be jealous of my 7 chins.
Hertz replied, "Wait, you're blind too?" I was like,
I never replied.
Sneaky Saint,
Yet.
thank you for the 10. The meltdown is real in my piece of shit state, and I'm effing loving it. A lot
to
of
the
meltdowns, though. Oh, real quick, this just reminded me of something else that happened when I was in Buffalo. I probably knows what mall I'm talking about, but it's like a pretty big mall. A lot of Canadians go over there to go to it. I was in there shopping, right, and this guy is like, it's like a 2-level mall. He's upstairs, and I thought that he was about to start talking crap about Trump, because that's what I was ready for. He goes, "Trump's my president, and I'm happy. I don't care what anyone thinks." He was yelling it, and he's like, "My Mercedes has been broken for 3 years because of the stupid Democrats. I couldn't afford to fix it." And he's like, "Sorry, I haven't been out in a long time, and I'm really excited that Trump is my president." And he's kind of like continuing. Nobody got mad. Everyone was just kind of like, "What is this guy doing?" And I was like, "What is happening right now?" It was funny though, because he just had to make that announcement, and it was very loud. He yelled to the whole mall. It was great.
to the previous point about the culture war, it can go one of 2 ways. It can either be that they realize they're not the dominant market and change and go and follow what the new dominant position is, or they throw their tantrum, and I've seen this happening. They're now going, "Oh well, all the voters for him, they're not college educated," and they're trying to separate it out that it's just stupid people that did that. But you're not a stupid person, you're a really intelligent person, you're better than them. All the intelligent people grouped together. And so they might just start doubling down as if we're the smart people, those are the fools. We're better than them, we're better than that, and they just double down and keep on attacking people. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Hollywood does, because I think what Hollywood does will essentially carry on to everything else. The way they react, if they double down and start attacking the audience, everyone else will, because they'll take the leadership. If they break, everyone else probably will as well, because then they won't have any backing. The main problem you've got is, yeah, you wouldn't like the leadership thing, but every single social media except Twitter is owned by the same people. Every single institution is owned by the same people. And so if they want, they would still be in charge of nearly everything.
Which is why the world acquiesced to a lot of the things that have happened, because humans in general want to be a polite society. So when you get told all these things, you're a bigot, blah, 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 you're going to be like, okay, I don't want to be rude, so I'm going to fall in line. And then you hear it again and again and again. And then that's when people start saying like, okay, they keep using this word, but why? And then you find out why.
Yeah,
and then you learn.
They use your morals against you. And that's probably why they've convinced me of a few things. I was like, no, you are actually right about this. That actually doesn't hold up. That idea doesn't hold up to scrutiny. But you just manipulated it and used it incorrectly. So this was actually better.
Good point, Shane.
That was kind of the thing. They weren't wrong in their fundamental assumptions. They were critiquing the right things. It was just they did it for like personal gain rather than this. It's like, actually, representation is a good thing. You probably should represent the majority of your audience. You probably should appeal to the majority of your audience. It is a really stupid idea to appeal to the minority and fringe of your audience with a program that costs $200 million. That's never going to work. Of course you need to represent the people that are paying for your show. So it wasn't that representation was a bad idea. It was just you used it for the wrong people. And I think it's the same with a lot of their ideas.
Yes.
And here we are, literally, because of the repetitiveness of the same arguments over and over and over again, people start really, as they call it, waking up to what's happening.
Well, yeah, and people started digging into their ideas and finding out they were all built on sand. And that's essentially what they did in the other way around. They dug into like the foundation of the nations and stuff and realized, oh, actually, all this is built on the idea that everyone else agrees with it. And so we can just bring in people that don't agree with it and it'll collapse. And they were right about that. But it turns out their ideology is exactly the same thing. It's not based in reality at all.
It's
And
based
so-
on feelings, a lot of it.
Yes. That's what a lot of it is. There's many... It's not left and right, it's authoritarian and freedom and all that kind of stuff. And they're generally correct. Well, I still think it's just the difference between two moralities. And everything else is just an extension of those conflicting moralities. Which is why you can agree on the same thing. Because you're looking at the same idea. You're just looking at it from opposite perspectives. And everything you think is good, they think is evil. And everything they think is evil, you think is good. So...
There we go.
We're gonna be getting to these meltdowns soon, by the way, guys.
Yes.
If
Our
I forget
first topic?
anything,
Please.
technically
I wanted
we've
to
been,
see more
like-
crying.
Yeah, well, you guys will see crying very soon. Albert, thank you for the
Is it gonna be
$5
Will Smith?
Canadian. Off topic, but I just saw the EFAP review of Saw 9, and Will Smith should be allowed to slap Chris Rock whenever he wants. Lifetime Oscar ban for The Rock. They were all in Saw 9. I don't know. I didn't even
I
know.
don't think
that
I've ever
was-
seen Saw 9. What?
Oh, it's EFAP review of it. Never mind. Okay,
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Spiral. No, I've never seen that one.
Oh, Spiral. Okay. AP, thank you for the $10 super sticker.
Wait,
And
is Jigsaw back
Catherine-
in that one?
I think so.
He's in the cast list.
Uh,
I stopped
thank you
watching
for
Saw
becoming a
because
member.
Jigsaw wasn't in it.
Oh, okay. Justin Martin, thank you for the 10. I love how Disparu upholds the patriarchy here, only allowing supers to be read when he's good and ready to allow them to
Yes.
be read. Silly Wicked, always speaking out of turn. I know. I'm sorry. I'll just
Man
go back
leads
to
from
my
the front.
pies. I will go bake pies. I'm so sorry.
Hmm
Please
Why
don't
not
arrest
from
me,
the back
Trump.
as well?
Look, there's a different attitude in public and in private. Supposed to keep the private stuff
We
private.
are gonna
Or
get-
under, or
we're gonna
over.
get a
Whatever.
talking to after the stream. Disparu's gonna fire us.
Out of a
Rhino,
cannon.
Thank you. Thank you for the $7.99. Wicked looked like a little about to make a TikTok after the election results. Yeah. Oh gosh. Hold on. Look who's back.
Back again. Oh, I forgot about the health minister of Belgium. Yeah.
I had no idea who you were going to do.
I think we need to set up the health minister of Belgium and Gooning Mozza. That's what we need. That's a ship I can get behind.
Anyone want to come to a health minister freak out? What is it? A bunch of like McDonald's?
Oh my god! Because so I just sent to the group, our like little mini group chat, and Tubi is coming out with a documentary.
Wait, what?
Oh.
You
These
sent it?
breakouts.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm gonna. Yeah. I
And
should.
It's coming out November 12th.
What? Wait, where you said Tubi is releasing
Tubi.
it? Okay, so
Yes.
it's free. Tubi's free.
Yeah, so if
interviews
you
and
wanna
first-hand
see-
accounts. Most of them have been unconscious. the
Well,
time.
I mean,
I
unless you
mean-
are on the other side of things and you've turned on Diddy, because if
Well-
I was, aligned with Diddy and then all of a sudden saw this, maybe I would have panicked and been like, "All right, I'm defaulting to the other side."
This always happens, though.
Defaulting?
This happened when every BBC presenter had issues. Then there was an ITV presenter that had issues. And every time these celebrities came out and went, "Oh, we all knew. Yeah, it was an open secret that this was going on the whole time." Like, hang
That's
on.
rude.
If you knew, why did you not say
Rude.
anything? And why are people not prosecuting you because you knew when you didn't say anything? Like, if you knew that a crime was happening and you let it go, and people are like, yeah, we were protecting people from it. It's like, you knew and you never said anything. It's like, yeah, well, everyone knew. Sorry? That doesn't work.
Well, think about that video of Diddy that was like the
I've seen a lot.
ex-girlfriend. The
Oh, yeah. That was a video from months before. And my main question of that is who leaked it and how long did you have it at the time?
Yeah, which is wild. Like, and that makes me question a lot of the other people. It's like, so you have to benefit from it in order to be a good person? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You shouldn't have to, morally speaking, be like, okay, I'm getting caught now. So let's speak out the truth. No.
as I think it was Jeremy that posted it on FNT, there's been a surprising amount of celebrities which have totally changed their tune and attitude ever since he got arrested. And suddenly they started supporting a certain side. It was like really strange. There's actually been there's a list which I could probably pull up all the celebrity endorsements that she's had, and it's absolutely wild just to scroll down them. I think I can share it because I have spoken long enough to stall for me to start sharing it.
Oh my
And
God.
this is just, I'm just going to start scroll. Okay, you can see, right?
Oh, I can exit out then.
this
You
up
exit it
here.
up.
You can see how far this goes down, so you know how long this page is. And
It's
I'm going to
long.
start scrolling. And you can see that is not moving. And I'm going past these as fast as possible. So if I just grab it
Damn.
and start going down, you can't see any of these faces. You can't see any of his names. We're not even halfway down. And yet we are literally spamming past them as fast as possible. Just going past all the time. We're still going. This is still more celebrities coming down.
But wait,
It's
there's
like,
more.
there it is. I don't think anyone else has had that many celebrity endorsements. That's wild.
And she's still lost. Good
Do
job,
you
It
America.
means nothing. Yeah.
Do you
means
think
nothing.
every
Yeah.
celebrity on that list has been paid out? Like she
Oh,
literally spent
yeah.
her campaign money paying celebrities.
Either that or this may be a bit of like conspiracy, whatever, but not, because I think we all kind of know. So it's been heavily implied that Trump becoming president, he may release a certain list, not the Diddy list, the Epstein list.
It's probably a
So-
mix of things. Yes.
Yeah, mixed. But I'm just saying that list, those people are probably terrified. Like Jimmy Kimmel with his stupid monologue about, oh, whatever. We'll get to that. I'm not even gonna. It was stupid.
The crying.
But I
yes.
think he was. I think he
Oh,
was
these
on
people
like
are
the flight
snowflakes.
list.
Oh,
So I said this. I was talking to my mom about this, and I was like, I think there's going to be some celebrities that do leave America. And she's like, you think so? I'm like, no, not because they're mad that Trump got elected, but because they are on some lists, so they're going to flee.
There was
Just an
also, as was
opinion,
mentioned in
like,
FNT,
you know.
a lot of the ones that say they're going to England are actors, and we're filming more shows over here because Hollywood is dying, and they're filming more and more movies and stuff over here. So they can just be moving for work, but virtue signal about how strong they are and how I'm far more virtuous than you because I'm willing to actually leave the country and go where I was going to move
Goodbye.
anyway.
Bette Midler is supposed to drink Drano. We're still waiting on that. She deleted her Twitter.
Yeah, she
so.
deleted her Twitter.
Maybe that's a good sign.
Honestly, like if you have to say on Twitter, and I love a good troll. Okay, I really do. But one, you're gonna drink champagne if they win, and the other Drano. It's like, I
Prove
don't
it.
know.
No,
It might
Prove
have
it.
been a little too far. A little too far.
Let's just don't drink Drano. Let's
drink
that on the
Drano.
record.
Don't even
Don't
threaten to drink Drano, which is why I think it's so stupid that she even posted it in the first place. It goes along the line of the same thing where you see so many, not only Hollywood actors and actresses crying on social media, but the people who do legitimate freakouts, like yeah, oh my God, you
Yeah.
haven't win it! Ah!
My
It's
rights
the
are
competition.
gone.
This is literally that everyone knows that men will peacock, or especially around women, but they will show off and just do
Speaking
the
of
craziest
peacock.
stuff. That will literally. There was a story that I was told where they were all drunk. One guy pointed to the top of a castle that was on top of a mountain and said challenge. That was all it took for these guys to start mountain climbing, rock climbing up the top of this castle to see if they could get up on the top to do it. These guys were risking their life with no safety ropes, pissed, just because someone went challenge. This is what men do, that's how men compete. Everyone else, they're just social signaling, I'm more virtuous because I'm more affected by this emotionally than you are. I care about these poor innocent people more than you do.
Real quick, I didn't watch this yet.
Me neither.
There's
Is
another one
this-
which is
is this a
better.
par-
This one builds on the other one.
Is this a
I
parody
posted
or
two
is
from
she
her.
for real right now?
I think
No,
she's a parody.
she parodies the other one,
Okay.
but you definitely need to watch the other one first.
Okay, can you pull it up then? Because you put so much in. I pulled stuff up, but I
Yeah,
probably didn't do it in
I'll-
order because I was trying to hurry up and start the stream.
I will repost the.
Okay.
Thing.
No,
So
and-
I've just posted the first one.
I think this
Okay.
is where I put the line where when you say things, what's more important is the things that you say to your family members, to your friends, not to social media. What are you gaining from this?
I think a lot of people lie to people, like their family members and stuff.
No,
And
guaranteed.
I think this is why you have the memes of my wife's friend, and she's like talking about like the voting. My wife, and my wife's just holding my mouth, and I'm the dog. And it is literally, the wife knows what you're going to say. She probably agrees with you. She is married to you after all, but she doesn't want you to cause like some kind of social issue with her friendship group.
I'm sorry,
so
this
she's
nose
pretending.
ring is hilarious. She just got something jabbed in her nostril.
Oh no!
Okay.
The best bit of this comes right at the end. I'm like,
Okay.
Here
we go.
I was like, I could take it or leave it until that point. I'm like, that's amazing.
Let's laugh, guys. I didn't watch these yet.
Okay, I'm gonna guide you through. Now, shave the head. Glasses. I don't know where you get these big glasses, but we all have them. So if you want to be one of us, you've got to find these somewhere in a store. I don't know where I got these, but everybody's got them. Deceptive piercing.
Yeah.
Get that right away. For some reason, that unites us. The passport.
That right
Get your
away.
Passport. You're gonna need it. Plan B. Pharmacy right away. You've got to go to your pharmacy and get your Plan B. And most importantly, you cannot wear a bra ever again. Okay, then there's this. You've got to do this. You've got to tape that baby up. You've got to tape it up. I'm gonna
Baby.
sell you the blue bracelet. Don't forget the blue bracelet. Don't forget the blue bracelet so we know who we are. Okay. I don't know where to get these glasses. We all have them, and I can't tell you where to get them. I don't know. But I'm going to get some duct tape. I don't have any duct tape right now. I only had the packing tape, but I'm getting the duct tape.
And the thing is,
That was
everything
amazing.
That was great.
the more of these videos you've seen, the funnier that is, because I have seen everything she's speaking about. There was even a woman
Oh, yeah.
like underneath watched where I saw that in my feed, big round glasses. Like I'd never seen glasses as big as that. And now she's just like doubling down.
She's trolling just in case the chat didn't get this. She's making
Oh, yeah.
fun of the people that
At
are
some
like
point,
this.
those glasses turn into like rainbow bands and stuff, and she just keeps going more and more extreme in every
Yeah,
video.
it's satire, guys. She's making a
That
joke.
ring is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I forgot that I've been like, I'm like, what is on my lap?
Well,
It scared me for a
it's-
second.
that ring is the most
Oh,
craziest thing because we give that to bulls specifically because it's such a sensitive area that you can just grab it and lead them around on it, and they have to go with you because otherwise it destroys their nose. So by wearing a bull ring, you are saying, "I am submissive. I want to submit."
I don't
And yet,
get that.
supposedly,
That's
it's
so-
supposed to mean the opposite.
As one of the leaders of this movement, I have been messaged so many times
Leader
to
of
come
this
up with a
movement.
solution, a more permanent solution than blue bracelets and safety pins, so that like when we're in the pickup line at school,
they
we
dyeing
know
their
how to
nails blue.
identify each other. And some people suggested a tattoo, so I did go get my tattoo. I suggest everybody get this so that like when you're in the pickup line at school and you need to know what parents you can talk to, you just have to go like this.
What is that?
I have seen that almost exact video. This is the whole thing. She's parodying people who are just saying it seriously, which is why it's funny. Without seeing the originals, maybe it doesn't carry the same weight, but I've seen that almost exact video. It's a woman with big round glasses, massive nose ring, and she's talking about her blue fingernails because she needs to be in the school line, and she's like, look, I know, look, I know we're all women, but there's a lot of women that were traitors to the women race, and so I need to know who I can talk to, and so I've dyed my fingers blue, I painted my fingers blue, and if you dye your fingers blue, I can know that I can talk to you in line, and she's getting really wound up about it.
They tend to do that. They get pretty
It's
upset.
so silly that it's like you need to dye your fingers a certain color in order to show, look,
Yeah.
you and me.
But again, though, it's virtue signaling. Not only do I get to have a manicure and paint my nails, which is really feminine and something I like to do,
Also
but as I'm doing it, I can
privileged.
feel like I'm saving the world. That's
It's
all it
so
is.
privileged.
One blue fingernail at a time.
Yeah, it is literally. They never sacrifice. It's always something I want to do, but I've converted it, so it seems like I'm doing it for you rather than just me.
What's this one? Because some of these I actually haven't seen. I've seen quite a bit of retardedness on my.
Oh, this one,
Twitter.
she swears in this one, so I don't know whether you actually want to play it or not. It's not that bad. But essentially, this is the second half of something. Our media went mental. She got dragged
Oh,
off
this is in
the camera.
UK.
Yes, this is UK. She halfway through the night, she got dragged off, vanished for hours, and came back on. And during that time, her co-presenter went, "Look, we had to take her off because she started swearing and she couldn't stop. And so
Well,
I'm going to tell her off for
swearing's
swearing."
Is it a lot of swearing in this?
No, there's one word. But
Should be
what
fine.
I mean is, before this, she got dragged off for swearing behind screens at people because she was losing her temper at what was happening.
Wow.
This is as the results were coming in, right? So
this
This is
is the
someone that doesn't even
emotional
live-
response
And this is
similar to
someone
Kamala.
That's not
yeah,
even
but this
American.
is UK. To be that emotionally invested from across the pond, that you get dragged
Her?
off camera. It's her, yeah. So she got dragged off camera already,
hair.
got a talking to, presumably, and was allowed back on camera when presumably she calmed down. And then you get this.
She's got the Karen hair. So, all right, here we go.
Eating cats and dogs.
By this point, she's already been fired from another TV channel because she was biased and couldn't keep her thoughts to herself. So she's gone elsewhere, and she has a habit of this.
She's menopause.
Was just thinking, this is batshit. I can't believe what he's saying. This is going to be the end of him.
Stop swearing. I've been
I'm
telling
so
them.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've had to tell them off for swearing, and then you do it.
What else? How else you would describe it? When Donald
Her face bothers me.
Yes. And Americans may be
Yes.
like, well, that's nothing.
She's so plastic.
Over here,
though.
that is something. There is
Oh.
still an attitude over here that the news is supposed to be unbiased. They're not. Everyone knows it, but they're supposed to pretend.
This
And
one.
there's an element of propriety that you're not supposed to do that on TV. You're supposed to be an adult.
Yeah.
And saying that in a news report, big no.
This is so sad, right? Elon Musk's estranged transgender son, Vivian, says he will leave the U.S. following Trump's election. I've thought this for a while, but yesterday confirmed it for me. I don't see my future being in the United States. Even if he's only in office for 4 years, even if the anti-trans regulations magically don't happen, sorry, the people who willingly voted for this are not going anywhere anytime soon. Musk responded to a New York Post article announcing Vivian's plans to leave America, saying, "The woke mind killed my son." So this is so stupid. Like, he's not taking rights away from anybody, but I am 100% on board with, I don't think a 12-year-old should be able to freaking transition. That you can't have kids. Like, when you start taking that stuff, you don't know, like, I am so on board for that. That's not ruining anything. Let someone, you got to be in America, you got to be 18 to buy a pack of cigarettes. You got to be 21 to drink, but you can freaking be 12. In some states, you can go behind your parents' back.
That's not
and
okay.
transition, and that is not okay. I'm so like, it's like, oh, they're taking away my rights. Shut up. No, you can go ahead and be a boy or a girl if you want. You want to be whatever, go for it. But leave the kids alone. That's what's going to be targeted by this, and I'm 100% on board for that. Kids don't know what they want. I didn't even. Please think about back when you were like 10, 12. We didn't know what. We were dumb. Kids, we don't know what we want. Like, think of some little girl who dresses like a tomboy, right? She likes sports, but she's still a girl. She just likes to dress like a tomboy. Nowadays, these stupid teachers and stuff are going to tell her, oh, you want to be a boy. And they're so, influenced children because their minds are still developing. That's, oh my gosh. But here, let's watch this creepy video of Elon Musk's son. Oh, wait, I think it's a song, so let me mute it. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Never mind. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, I could.
I'm a bitch with a backstory. I'm not just a bitch. I'm a bitch with a backstory.
That video was
that is-
stupid.
Loading.
That is exactly something a woman would do. So, at least
So
they've nailed the
maybe
virtue signaling.
you picked the right gender after all.
What
Oh
there,
my
there are
God.
there are effeminate men and there are masculine women. So
Yeah.
at least they actually nail the stereotype.
I do think though, kids, regardless, if you want to be another gender, you should live as that gender for at least, I don't know, arbitrarily a year, 2 years before you even do anything hormonally different.
Yeah.
At least. And then if you want surgery, that comes as an adult when you can
There's-
afford it.
There's so many people that have, like, Blair White is an example of who she's interviewed, a lot of trans like young adults that transitioned and they regret it and they're trying to go back, but like, you know, a man that takes all this estrogen and is trying to become a woman wants to go back, their voice is never going to be deep and manly again. Like you can't have kids, like they regret it. And these are people that did it when they were
You
old
actually
enough
can't
to
go that way, by
decide.
the way. You
What?
can make a woman have a deep voice, but you can't do it the other way around.
That's what I meant, like a woman, because she actually was interviewing like this it was a woman who was trying to be a guy, and you could tell like that they were feminine or whatever, but the voice was just gone. It was never going to be like a high-pitched feminine voice again, and they can't have kids either, so it's just like disgusting. Here's we haven't really looked at any freakouts yet.
Okay, well, how
Oh my God,
about...
Should I put this one up? Is this a good one?
Oh, the
re-
view is great.
There is this Hollywood one. Do that one afterwards, because the first
Okay.
one is...
Can you put it in the chat now so that I bring it up?
Well,
after?
I can share my screen. I'll have to... I can
Okay,
share my
we'll
screen.
share it after this then. Okay, here we go. This is the View. I don't even know who these people are. Like these celebrities.
With the View... Oh, this is the best one.
Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
The border.
misogyny, and I love how these
You are
women.
so intelligent, love. This is why you need to be in power, because you absolutely understand the human condition.
There's
You've got an
no-
IQ of at least 85, and you can really understand an opinion outside of your own experience.
They're so pro women, right? They want women in power. They didn't bring up. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. That Trump appointed a woman in his. You know,
Yeah,
people are calling it his Avengers.
he made her chef of staff. I thought that was really base.
Sorry.
She can make a mean sandwich.
Yeah, she's gonna cook for everybody. It's gonna be amazing. That's the first appointment that I would have made as well. To be fair.
Oh God, Whoopi Goldberg. What's she gonna
I mean,
say?
I make a mean sandwich, but like, hey, whatever.
She's like, I didn't get hired by Trump.
You're
Fine.
Canadian.
I want to
like,
be hired by Trump.
He doesn't want any of your foreign sandwiches. All right. Make America make America make sandwiches again.
Yes! Woo! Wait. Where's that clip? Oh my God. Ugh.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Sandwiches.
That's what Trump would say to X-ray sandwiches. Is that what you're saying? Is that great?
Yeah, obviously. Didn't they try to make Trump eat healthier? And they're like, he was like, no.
He's like, nah, me at
Well,
McDonald's.
the
man
interesting
knows what
thing
he
about-
wants, okay, like
The interesting thing about his love of McDonald's is his reasoning is still rational and logical. It's that all the food is already pre-made, so you turn up, they give you the food, so you
don't
know
get
that if they don't like you,
poisoned.
they're not going to spit in it.
yeah, and
So-
no poison and stuff. Yeah, like
Actually, when he explains why he eats McDonald's, like, oh, actually, yeah, because otherwise
kinda
they'll
makes
make the
sense,
food
yeah.
in advance, and if they know that you're the one eating it, you can't trust it anymore. So
yeah. No, it does make sense. All right, let's finish this crap.
This is on their doorstep.
So-
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We
Misogyny
need to
and
take some
sexism.
lessons.
That's what that
The
was.
lessons are not
she just
wrong.
keeps going.
Who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Whoopi.
They're so
And the-
funny.
I think there's 3 clips, because there's one which I don't know whether I posted, is the intro speech where there's one person, but the other one is the same woman speaking. Can you guess what her entire speech is? It's exactly the same thing. It's the same 3 talking points repeated again and again and again and again. Then there's a woman to her left. Her entire speech was, I feel this. It's not me I'm worried about, because I feel that I need to do this. Do you understand how much I'm feeling right now? And he's just feel. Oh, God, it's horrific.
And like, that's the wild part. It's like, okay, as a woman, I would love if a woman was whatever position of power, but
Why?
it has to be a good woman there. Kamala isn't there.
No, but why would that be a good thing?
So if Kamala would have became
Why
president,
would you love it?
She would have set women back to where there probably would have not been another one for like 100 years at least, because it would have been awful. That's my take on that.
Okay, back to just first point. I would love if there has been no candidate whatsoever at this point that I would even want to vote for in American politics. There has been, I don't think not even in Canadian politics, in either municipal or provincial level. Of course, there hasn't been anyone in federal level, because there has been no good candidate that is strong smart. And I don't know, that's maybe a bad thing on our gender, but like, it's just,
I think
it's sad.
Well, my position would be that we evolved to do different things, and
which is great, and it's fine. It's just
more
sad
the first
that there's
statement
no one
where you
at
said
that level.
that you said it would be great if, like,
If,
what,
but there
what
has
about
been no
why
candidate.
would that? Why would it be good if there were? Like, why does it matter if every single leader is a man for the rest of time? Like, why is getting the first one a good thing?
It's not about the first. I would just love if that ever happened. I would celebrate that for a moment or so and then move on with my life. I would still rather vote for someone who makes sense as a leader for my country, for my province, for my city, rather than vote based on gender.
I would never vote based on gender. To be honest, I'm gonna be a traitor to my gender here for a second, but I think as women we're just like a little bit too emotional to run stuff. There could be someone that could show up and change my mind and be like tough, but I don't know. We're very emotional creatures. It's just in our DNA. Men are the strong, like, make the hard decisions. Some of them that can make like the hard decisions.
Nobody thinks all men are fit to lead either. Like,
No.
And that's why it's like there was I never lived in Mississauga, so I never voted there. But there was a sweet old lady that was I forgot the title of the whoever was the elect of the city. Hurricane Hazel, she was named. And she had run a very few dozen times. And people loved her. But it's very rare to see a actual good female leader.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be lots of reasons why. You can have the morality, you can have the difference in scale, you can have the gender roles and what we would evolve for. I just find it interesting when people go, this is the first of anything, because an example to separate it out from that would be, this is the first British person to lead America. I would think that was horrific. I want an American to lead in America. It's like the new Doctor Who. It's the first Rwandan to be Doctor Who. I think that's horrific. I think a British person should be Doctor Who. And I think everything has its place and everything should be in its place because that's the best thing for the place. But at the moment, it's like people are trying to fit things that don't belong into new areas just because they've never been there before. Like, if it's not existed for 2,000 years, maybe there was a reason for that. You know, I think we've already nailed over the millennia that we've been around and evolving. Probably the best way to be doing things by now.
Probably. So this is the sweetest, oldest lady. She's so adorable.
It looks like she makes really good chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, she was mayor for 36 years.
Wow. It's a long time.
Yeah, she was actually really good. So there are very rare few.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can you scroll down and see if she's got kids? If it says her private life.
So before marriage, she's married. Okay. She ran the family farm. Let me see. Keep going.
I'm assuming it'll have like a personal life at some point. Generally, it says like
they had 3 children.
Mm-hmm. I've long thought there's like a biological impulse to look after your kids, and if you don't have kids, you start to look after everybody else as if they're your kids. And I think it can even happen if you do have kids, but generally in a more localized environment. Whereas you find leaders that don't have kids start to see the nation as their children, and they start trying to care for them and protect them from things, and then go around with like helicopter parenting across the entire nation. It's like, no, I have to ban this and ban this and ban this and ban that and protect you from everything because you're in danger, and it gets like really neurotic. Whereas if they've got their own kids, then generally they're like, no, I just want to improve the world because my kids live in it, and so I'm building a better world for their future. And
maybe
I've long thought that you shouldn't even be allowed to be a leader, and maybe not even vote if you don't have kids. And I don't have kids. So I like taking it away from myself.
Well, it's hard to say.
But I think you're more invested in the future if you do have children.
I will say that if you have money going to taxes, that you should be able to vote.
Well, that would be my minimum. That wasn't my only restriction.
Yeah.
My minimum would be that you pay taxes. And I don't mean any taxes. I mean net taxes. So you pay more into the system than you take out. So if say you pay 5,000 in taxes, but you get 7,000 back in child benefit, then you're not a net taxpayer. So you have to pay more in than you get out, because that stops you giving yourself other people's money.
Because you're just an easy vote. And that's something that
Yes,
I
you can be
learned
yes.
early in life, because I mean, I was a student at one point, and this was during the time that I said that Trudeau is cute. But I
How
also
old were
voted
you at that point? Roughly
1920. But I also voted because there was a huge portion going towards students, and it was an easy sell in a sense.
We've had the same thing over here. We're going to write off tuition fees. Same thing they've had over there as well.
Yeah, and it seemed like the ideal vote at the time. And then, you know, when you grow up, you're like, but we also get like my tuition at the time, say, was like $7,000, but also foreigners were $20,000. So we were getting a huge tax break anyways. But you know, you don't think that when you're that young or naive. And it's sad.
Yeah. It's just all the ideas that everyone is everyone's equal, everyone's opinion is equal, and it's like no. There are very specific things you need, especially if you're not who's going to lead you. But can I now share this? And I may need to share it twice because I do want to swap tabs.
Yes. You are the guy, right? You're the man, so you own the stream now.
Wait, well, the guy has just put it into the wrong browser, so he's now going to open it up in a different browser.
This is why
Look,
guys
I'm
need
the
women
one
who
who's...
are a little more organized.
That's because you have less to do.
Hey, I'm
this is why they say
busy, okay?
a woman's work is never done. You really think if they get themselves organized, it'd be better.
Hey.
Like, if they stop trying to, like, color
I'm not
coordinate...
offended.
If they stop trying to color coordinate the Hoover to their nails, maybe they get more work done.
Look at my nails. Actually, they're so pretty. Her nails
Look,
are
I've
cute,
shared
though.
this ages ago. I'm still not on the screen. You can't pay for the help around here.
Hey.
So this is Christina Applegate. Had to apologize for her fiery tweets when she said, "I will ruin you. Don't F with a disabled woman." And I'm like, my first thought, what are you going to do to me?
Disabled?
She
I
has
actually don't know.
MS, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Yeah,
I mean,
something like
That
that.
makes her even less qualified to threaten people. Like,
This,
at the time, I'm like, I'm already like, what are you going to do to me? Like, get depression? I was like, oh no. I can literally just sit here and let the fillers take care of her face for me. I don't have to do a thing. She's already going to do it voluntarily. But then, as you go down, you find the rant that she
That's
made.
what she has.
Oh no. Oh no.
These
And she said-
celebrities, go ahead, sorry.
And she
I'm
said,
so sorry.
I will ruin you. Don't F with a disabled woman, you ass F oxygen thief. Probably Trump a piece of S will have. I have a better life than you sitting in your mama's basement. Don't even try me.
You have a better life, yeah, because you're a celebrity with a bunch of money and you're hiding in your mansion and you have no problems.
You
The
got lifted
everyday American people can't even buy groceries. I mean, some of them can't buy groceries or gas because it's freaking ridiculous. But go off about your freaking rights that you're not losing.
Well, as everything
Dummy.
she does, she's just virtue signaling over identity because it's all she has because she's in Hollywood, which is probably why she's in the position that she is. She got into Hollywood because of what she is, and so they gave her the job. Not
Use
because
her
of her
boom
talent,
buzz.
and she would be easily replaced. But I genuinely have no idea who you are. I'm whining? Really? Yet you follow me? I'm disabled. Every day of my life is hard. It's like, oh, come on.
So
who
who's that
cares?
she's talking to? She's just replying.
These
to,
are
like,
just
everyday
random people on Twitter.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, him making fun of a disabled person, holding it up like a shield. I'm allowed to be an insufferable prat because I'm disabled. Maybe that also read between the lines. It's going to be compromised. If you know what it is, look it up. Like, again, you're uneducated, you don't know what she's doing, but she is. Like, this is literally
people
just
are
one long rant from her.
So
Oh,
I
but I'm an
think
actress.
I think all these retarded celebrities, you know, you've seen just like you went. It took you 30 seconds to go through, and there was just so many celebrities that endorsed Kamala, and I think it backfired because everyday people, and this has to do with Elon also buying Twitter because he didn't censor, right? So we seen real stuff, we seen real crap the celebrities were saying, and just truth, right? That's part of it. So people finally woke up and they aren't listening to these celebrities because they are so out of touch. They have money to live in this crappy economy that the Democrats have made for us. So they're talking all this crap and like, oh, well, Trump, orange man bad. And the people are actually paying attention now. And they're like, wait a minute. Shut up. I don't want to listen to you. You're rich. I'm not. I want to buy groceries. So I'm going to vote for Trump.
And
Like,
that's what people learned.
Yeah.
All it took to defeat all of their points is nah. Like, I'm
Nah.
disabled. You can't say that to me. Why? Why though? Why? Like, look, your disability may cause massive problems for you, but why does that allow you to be an arsehole and not me? If you can say it, I can say it back. Like, I am more than capable of any insult you reflect at me. I'll make a video about it and make it worse. I am more than willing to sink to your level and beat you with
Drew is
experience.
ready. He's locked in those.
I have been arguing on the internet for like 18 years at this point. I can insult with the best of them. I am more than willing to sink to your level. I have no problems of doing that.
And
I'm like, yes, but you can't say that to me. Why though?
I want to point out this leans into what I was saying. Well, of course, there's probably women out there that are capable of running things properly, but just because of the way we are, women with our emotions and it's a chemical thing. It's like we can't avoid it. Hormones. This crap is proving my point.
Well, it's not just that. Like the variability hypothesis is essentially because women are specialized into keeping all of civilization living for the rest of eternity. Their bodies had to be really hyper specialized in that, and so evolving too much and risking too many of the populace wasn't a good thing. You needed all of them to be really good at this one thing, whereas men were they were worthless basically. And so yeah, you kept the majority. You still had a majority being around the middle, but you could risk more, and so you've got more male geniuses, but you've also got more male absolute idiots, because they can go off on both sides just to see if it's an advantage. And so you will end up with
plenty of that too.
Yeah, but you'll end up with people like Elon Musk that just work all the time. Like, they're really weird and freaky, but and obsessed with things. But that's exactly what you need to make stuff better. And those are the people that you want. Like, the people really at the fringes are the people that you want in leadership. And if you look at statistically, that will always be a man. Because women vary, but don't vary anywhere near as much. And so when you really want the peak of anything, it's going to be a bloke. That's just the way it works, like, from a statistical point of view. And people hear that and they're like, oh, you just hate that. No, I'm talking about, this is just reality. It's not a value judgment, it's just how it works. And something I think is really interesting about this is Variety. And if you look at their most popular, there's nothing, absolutely nothing about any of this anymore. Oh, there you go. You had Jimmy Kimmel responding to being called a propaganda puppet, but still, not about the vote. There's literally nothing in the popular tab about what just happened very recently, which you would think would be the most
they
popular
are biased in their reporting
Heavily, yeah.
which is really sad.
That's why it was so important that Elon bought Twitter so that we can see real news without it being
it's also a
censored or watered
sign-
down by the media.
Like, Variety is basically part of a whole Hollywood network of things, but they will have a lot of Hollywood insiders, and it really does show a sign that they just want to forget about what's happened. It kind of shows that they don't want to do this. Like, their aim is not to just go around and attack people, because otherwise you'd expect more articles about it. They seem like they want to move on.
Mm-hmm.
So
to whatever that
hopeful.
makes them happy next, because clearly the election is not that.
Well,
I'm gonna get
yes.
I'm gonna get.
But
a
you would have
couple
thought them
super chats.
raging and stuff would be helpful, like happy for them. That they could be like,
It's
no,
not
we can really crap on
satisfactory
these
though.
people.
In the end, it's not enough serotonin running through their system.
Well, this whatever little 17-second clip you sent about Jimmy Kimmel, we'll watch that next. But I'm gonna catch up on these again because I'm
good.
falling behind again. Ed Song, thank you for another 5. I want Alex Jones to be press secretary. Every press release will be a total shit show.
Now, do you know
Gay
the
frogs.
basis of this tweet?
No.
What
This
tweet?
super chat?
Jimmy-
It didn't come out of nowhere. Trump Jr. has nominated him for it.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I'm a little
So
behind. I've
this
been
is
traveling
this
all
is an
day and-
official nomination by his son.
My Trump son.
That this is who I want to be. And I watched a video from V about it, and he raised a point that one of the reasons why it'd be good is just because it pisses you off, and they know this pisses you off the most. And so that's what should be done. Every single thing that can be done to annoy you, to show that you are not the majority and everyone despises what you stand for, should be done.
Wow.
Oh, so well then, like, why should Alex Jones be this? Because it would be funny, because it's what you don't want, and because it would be effective. So
I just want the
I'm all for
frogs
it.
to not be gay,
It
okay?
would be so quirky, cute, and different.
There would have to be a lot of societal change for that, and you wouldn't just be talking about Roe v. Wade, you'd be talking about the pill and everything.
God, Roe v. Wade is just one facet of the election. And I think it's sad to think that that is the reason people elect people.
It's so sad because you don't. So, bringing up Blair White again, she did this video that I thought was great. She was in Washington. This was like a few months ago, and it was surprising how close it was, because that's like clearly a very liberal blue area, Washington. She was just going around, and she wasn't like saying she was for Trump or anything, but she was just asking people like, who are you voting for and why? Every single person that she went to that voted for Kamala, they had nothing to say. It was joy. Oh, she's gonna bring like peace and happiness, and Trump's mean. Or like there was this one girl that was like, oh, she did this. She's gonna do this one thing. I forgot what it was, but she's gonna do this one thing. And Blair was like, oh, the thing. Like she was just trying to be nice. And she was just talking to them. But then every single person that she asked that was voting for Trump, they gave policies and why. And it was like half and half. Like she didn't make it to where it all leaned towards Trump, because there was obviously going to be heavily people voting for Kamala over there. But she even said at the end of it, like, I'm so surprised that it was this close, because she thought that she was going to go there and everyone was going to be Kamala. But no, there was a lot of people, and it's crazy to me because you see it online too, people complaining about it, and they're like, I am not talking to this person anymore because they voted for Trump, even after I list all the reasons why they shouldn't. Well, can you tell us what those reasons are? No, you can't, because
Nope.
there are none. It's orange man bad, and he's taking women's rights. Like, even though nothing's going to change for you, nothing is going to change. You just can't use abortion as a contraceptive, which is good. Just keep your legs closed, Deborah.
Oh, that's
Okay,
impossible. Like, that sounded like someone from a past who's like, I remember Deborah.
Deborah
Went around the
was-
entire
was
football
a
team, she
floozy.
did.
She was a floozy.
Her knickers are up
Anyways,
and down more than a
let's get
flagpole.
couple of these-
Oh my
these
God.
super texts. And then we'll laugh at Jimmy Kimmel. John
Oh,
Thomas,
that's gonna
thank you
be
for
good.
the 2. We didn't win the culture war. We win a battle.
Yeah.
So
True.
that's fair to say, but it was a very big battle, at least for because America
It was
is
like
so big.
Helm's Deep, essentially. For the culture
Because
war, I mean.
The big thing about it is, it's like I said, I think someone in the chat corrected me that it was at like 74.4 million now, but 74 million people were like, I don't agree with you, dumb celebrities. I don't agree with your woke ideology. I'm done with this crap. And that is such a big win. Because
And the
they
funny
can't
thing
even-
is,
during election night, right? They had it where they didn't call it yet. They needed, what was it? Trump had like 188K votes, and I think it might have been Pennsylvania. And the thing is that they couldn't even try to steal, the Democrats or whatever, because the mail-in votes were only 88K. And even if every single one of them were Democrat, he still would have won. And that was just, it was beautiful.
the thing is, there's a lot of
landslide.
talk now about why are men not voting for us? Why are men moving? We need to find a way to speak to them. Why are men not supporting feminism? I'm like, what, you mean the thing that tells them they're evil and they're just basically broken women? And if only they can evolve to a place where they act like women, they'll be correct? I can't imagine why they don't like that. Like, these are people that literally, feminism and equality are the most evil ideologies to have ever existed. Even by death count alone, just those two things in a shorter time than anything else had been horrific for the entire world, especially the Western world. But to come out and go, I don't know why they wouldn't support this. Why don't they realize they were born wrong? I'm like, oh, God. And you expect people to take for that.
Okay, if we're going to look at what feminism used to be, right? It was
It's
technically...
always been evil,
it was-
right from the
but it-
start.
but
The
it was
placards at
supposed-
first said sexual
I'm not
liberation for women and celibacy for men. That was the
I'm not
first
disagreeing,
principle.
But
And
what it
now
was
there's
supposed to
sexual celibacy for women to retort against that. I love
Which
it.
is based.
girls
Hey,
are
I'm
celibate.
all for it. I just don't
All
think
the
they're
fat
capable
girls
of
are
it. I think they're
celibate.
too far gone.
Congratulations, guys.
My issue with all that stuff isn't them doing it. It's just the fact I don't think they can. I'm like,
But no, what I was saying was what feminism originally was supposed to be was for equality, right? That's what they said. They wanted to
Which
be
is evil.
equal.
The guise of it, I think.
We're
That's
not
what
we're
they
not equal.
wanted.
So to treat us equal means that you have to harm somebody.
But now what I'm getting at is it was supposed to be, oh, we want equality. Okay, cool, good for you. But now it's supposed to be, or not what it's supposed to be. It's about getting above men and putting men down. So that's that equality.
Destroying the man to feel better about themselves, I think, is what you're trying to say.
Turning men into women. It was the idea. It was the idea that because there was always this weird idea that man was the default. It wasn't. Everybody had a place. It's what we'd evolved for. It's what literally as biological beings we've spent all our entire planet on Earth specializing in. And they went, that is wrong. I know better because I'm 20, and so I want to do what you do. And then we'll just act as if everybody's the same. And then it's like, well, actually, no, I'm the default, and so now you should be me because we're all equal. And now. It's like telling people go to therapy. No, therapy is designed for women. Therapy for men is actually taking control of your environment, which is why I think getting a six-pack would be far better for therapy than talking about your feelings for a bloke. Because getting a six-pack means you have to be in control of your environment and actually developing routines which control your environment. Yes, because for women, talking about your feelings and being reaffirmed and like the center of attention actually helps you mentally. But for a man, he needs to feel in control of his environment so that he can solve the problems that he has. So getting a six-pack means you need to control your diet. You need to take control of your time management. You need to juggle multiple things. But the thing is, you have to do all of that for multiple months to get a six-pack. And if you can do that, those skills are also what you need to sort out your life. So by the end of it, you won't be playing games and stuff. Now you'll be able to run a business. Now you'll be able to start applying for jobs. Now you'll be able to do other things because you've learned the skills to fix your life and actually gain power over yourself, which is how a man mentally improves.
Okay,
so,
Disprue, where's your six-pack?
Well, I'm not depressed.
Sorry, I just wanted to
one of the issues
the simps in there root for you.
One of the issues that men have is they used to have an inbuilt reason to do all of those things, and that was their wife and their kids. That was taken from them.
Or for
so
a
now
woman.
they have to come up with an internal reason. But coming up with an internal reason to do all of that stuff is incredibly difficult, and not everyone can do it. So that leads them to do other things, which leads to depression. But having an internal reason like getting a six-pack can lead to the same result, and it allows you to take control of your life and be. This is the whole thing. Treating men's mental problems and women's mental problems require different things, but as long as the ideology remains that we are all equal, you will never have two distinct solutions, which is what we need. The main issue with men is that people think you can do the same stuff for both people, and you can't. Men and women are distinct, entirely different, require two different ways of being dealt with.
Exactly. When I look over, and actually just looks up and waits for my response, and I'm like, "Yeah." What
Did you say exactly? And I'm like,
I'm trying to retweet Disru's tweet that he didn't tag us in because he hates us because we're women.
Based.
Albert, not a retro.
And you keep turning
Canadian.
up. It's on my. This is what's it called?
This is actually Disru's second channel. I don't know why I'm here. I'm just a face
no.
for some reason.
Oh no, what's it called? The one with the red dresses. I always forget the name of the show because nobody watches it except women.
red dresses?
The Handmaid's Tale. This is the Handmaid's Tale all over again.
Oh my god!
It's like we just keep turning up. We don't know why.
I never watched that, but I keep wanting to because of how many times it's mentioned.
Well, according to the internet, America's about to turn into that, and single women.
No, they're begging. This like I crave the boot. I long for the boot. I'm with Gary. It's all a fantasy.
Albert Notter, retro for 5 Canadian. Sorry, that was a dispute, but I can't apologize for it anymore because he's the boss. We didn't win the culture war. It's just a temporary
I still don't
victory.
have my sandwich.
I'm
I've been here for
hungry.
hours. This is the worst service I've ever had.
There's McDonald's waiting at the door. We still need Justin.
You can't
Trudeau
all make
out in
somebody
the
else do it. What's the point of you?
What do you think when I left for a minute? I made McDonald's and it's coming. The Brits need to make changes too.
Didn't even bring it with an oven mitt.
Because I need my oven mitt.
Yeah, only when you deliver the food.
Who's at the door? Your sandwich.
I keep expecting Mark to be at the door. It's like he's right.
Please don't fire me from my channel.
Mark's like, I'm waiting for mine as well.
I get what you're saying, Albert, but like my point was like winning the culture war, at least a big win in the battle is because America's just so. They kind of, I wouldn't say the UK really follows America's example, but quite a few countries do.
The UK and Europe is different, yeah.
They're
Our
different,
issue
yeah.
is America has an alternative. Like, you had somebody that you could go to who would at least present an alternative opinion and do different things. We don't. Both things are exactly the same. There's literally no one that we have an option for. Now, Europe, depending where you are in Europe, they do actually have other options. But the UK has literally no way of turning around. So.
Yes. And for another 2, thank you, Albert. The war never ends. It will never will. Stay vigilant. What are you doing?
What are we doing, like S Club 7 dance routines or something?
S Club 7. Wow, you pulled.
I don't
that
know.
one out
X-Ray
of-
started like
you pulled
mouthing
that
at
right out of
somebody.
nostalgia. Holy
I'm assuming it's
moly.
Mark. I don't know.
Wait,
Like
was
she's
I
doing
muted?
sign language.
Was I
Oh,
muted?
you were muted.
Oh, there you go.
I was.
I literally thought that Mark was in the chat and you were responding to something he sent you.
I thought Disparu was about to say like
No,
breakdancing or
I was-
something. I'm like, he
I
got the
was just
sandwich.
No, I'm not doing that to the Olympics.
No, I was just replying like with the British government, like at all.
Oh yeah, both sides for a long time. Well, about 94, 97, I forget the exact year. They've been exactly the same, marching in lockstep. There is no breaks on this train.
Bubba Matt for 10. Thank you. The Meltdown online have been way more entertaining than in 2016 for sure, and I'm loving every bit of it. Trump 2024. Yes.
I need a hat.
You need one. We need matching pink hats. We're gonna put them on our throne list so that we can twin. Because we probably have quite a few matching things because we have a thing for Halara too.
Yeah.
So we have
Are you-
quite
are
a
you-
few matching things. It's a
I love
trend.
Laura,
I
honestly.
love it so much. I'm gonna start crying.
It
I
is
wanna
weird
get
when
your
you start talking about the
clothes.
pink hats.
I know
Because
we
the only
girls always- what?
the only pink hats I know about were the pink pussy hats that came
I
about
don't want
in
a vagina
2016.
hat. I want a pink
The pink
Trump hat.
pussy hats? What
They
are
were
you
in 2016.
talking
Did you
about?
not see those?
They were like
No.
hand knitted.
Or was it a 2020 thing? I can't remember. But they definitely happened. Yeah.
Women's
It was during the
rights
whole like
are
slum
rights.
walks and everything.
It was because it was for the my body, my choice. It was like those like big freaking brolic beast women like my body, my choice. Yelling
Well,
at
no,
men,
that
and
was
they
a
had
wild
vagina
like do
hats
you remember
on.
the whole like free the nipple stuff and everything? That
Oh
never took
my
off.
god.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
both
still
are
uncomfortable
accurate.
with that, to be honest.
I fully
It
supported
was
this.
awful.
Fully unsupport and support it all at once.
It was awful.
Oh, here we go. I found
Walking
a
around with
picture.
freaking vaginas on their head, like,
Like,
oh, you're
could you-
Spain?
no, I mean you could get one of these hats. I mean, you could definitely wear them.
Oh, here
I
we
mean,
go.
to be honest, I don't know. They don't even look like them. To be fair, it's just got like ears on. You basically wanted to be pink cat girls, but didn't want to say it.
This makes furries not look as scary.
Well,
You could go to
terrified of
FurryCon,
furries.
Wicked, if you really wanted.
I mean, Amanda
terrified of
Stenberg
furries.
did.
They scare me.
Did she?
Yeah, there's a video of it. Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh yeah, I put it in my
wait,
video.
Can we watch that? Can we watch that? Wicked, can we watch
Um,
that, please?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's quite a short thing, so it won't get you. It is on Jimmy Kimmel, but her video is like a clip in his video, so I don't think it'd get hit. The story is she was at a hotel or something, and she saw a load of people outside dancing. So she went out, and she was dressed up as like some kind of weird furry creature, just randomly. And then she realized, oh, FurryCon's down the street, and they were all at my hotel. So she's there dancing with them. And in my video, I'm like, I don't think we should really take social like advice from somebody that doesn't mind dancing with furries. Like, just seems like a bad idea. But I bet I could probably find it.
Now, listen, I've talked about how I don't get scared easy at haunted houses. Something that would terrify me would be walking through a furry con. Smell would probably be just like putrid, and I don't think I would make it halfway through. It sounds so scary. I'd be crying, sobbing, like, get me out of here. They make
This
the Blair
video-
Witch, like-
This video is called Amanda Stenberg Talks the Acolyte and Crashing a Furry Convention.
We need to watch this. We need to watch this. I think we
will
need to
find-
watch this.
Oh, there's a most watch bit. Hang on, I need to see what this is.
Oh my god, I need to see this.
Oh,
I
wait.
never thought I needed to see this before.
The most watched piece of the video is her dancing at the furry convention.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Now, it does have a very famous song in it, so I will mute the video. But
I'm scared.
I
I'm sorry,
can-
everyone, cover your eyes if you don't want to
yeah,
see
sorry.
it. It's gonna be
I
terrifying.
went full screen and then realized I can't share it if I do it full screen.
I'm hiding. I don't
Oh,
wanna
I've
see
just
this.
missed the.
Get it together.
He's queuing it up. He's queuing it up.
Fine. You can
Oh,
share it
what
whenever you
the
want.
frig?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's disturbing.
Oh,
No, I should probably mute it. But just so you briefly hear the music. Everyone knows the song.
We
Is that
like
the
to
song?
party.
Do, do,
We
do, do,
like
do,
to
yeah.
party. The Venga bus is okay, I'm gonna get clipped if
The
I sing
Venga
it.
bus is coming.
No,
and
because that's not.
everybody's jumping. New
It's
York
part
to
of his
San
show, but it's a
Francisco.
separate
To
thing.
the disco.
Dun, 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 disco. That was the lyric. That was it.
Like I've shown that same clip in my video, so you should be fine. It's not because it's not technically his show. It's just her video in his
That's
show.
a nightmare. That's nightmare fuel for me. Because now I'm gonna go have nightmares about that.
Well,
that
look, I mean-
purple and white furry touching my shoulder.
And the thing is, in the interview, she's like, "I didn't know what they were." I was like, "I'm sorry, you looked out
She
of
didn't
your
know they were furries?
Yes, that's what she claimed.
No, that's
she
dumb.
looked out of
That's
her
dumb.
window, saw them dancing outside, and went down to join them.
That's
Is her
just
story.
ignorant.
And I'm like, you didn't realize that they had furry heads at any point?
That is
No,
appropriation,
I'm sorry. If you see
Amandla.
a bunch of people in furry outfits and you don't realize it, then you were dumb.
Well, what about that kind of vision made you realize want to go down and join them? And then she's like, and I didn't realize that I had rabbit hat on. Oh yeah, I'm sure you always carry around a rabbit hat with you.
Look,
That seems
look.
right up your personality.
I am a bimbo and I realize half of the things I do, half of the things I actually don't. But
I remember
I
the
would-
slurs.
shut up. That actually, I actually didn't know. But I would recognize a furry con if I saw one on the street. I'm sorry. What is wrong with you?
I just happened to be at this hotel that was right next to a furry con. Yeah,
She probably
we've all
booked it
used
for
that excuse.
reasons. For
Can you read this?
reasons.
Can you read this just for
Jeff Strong, Wicked's Nightmare Tonight. The Fergalite.
The Fergalite.
all right, let's watch Jimmy and then we'll get more of these super chats. I'm having so much fun at our 1 year in Trump
know.
celebration. And I love that the only American being
Happy
It's the
able to, like,
Prosecco.
it's
How much are you done, by the way? I think I'm like 4 drinks in.
I had
I'm
quite a
drunk.
bit. Yeah, same. I love
I don't know.
Prosecco.
I'm only that far.
So bubbly and cute.
You have to
This
spin
was
it.
like,
I'm only
I'm
that far down the
tickled.
bottle.
I'm tickled, not drunk.
He's British. He never gets drunk. He just gets
Well,
more
I
honest.
actually looked it up when it was like what is drinking in the British culture, and the first article I found was the Brits have been binge drinking for 2,000 years, so it's in my genes.
I understand. Okay.
That's 10 times like how long America's been around or something, isn't it? I don't know exactly the age of America. It's like 250.
He's like, I don't care. I don't pay attention to that crap.
I mean, yeah, he tried to make a big cup of tea. That's all I remember.
Wait, what a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say "Make America Wine Again." It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened. Fragile little snowflake. What a blowhard. He's a blowhard and a snowflake.
He cried.
Imagine getting emotionally upset about something. It couldn't be me.
I feel like
This is how they all are.
He probably got bullied on the playground. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna cry? You gonna cry?" No. He deserves a wedgie and a swirly.
But this is what I mean. This is all performative.
He probably got them, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, what a sissy.
Well, he's essentially competing in an effeminate industry, which does so by showing how emotional they are. So he's just joining the people around him. Like, if he was in a masculine industry, he'd be like, I can't stand this. This guy's going to destroy the country. What we need to do... And he'd take an entirely different, more macho attitude. But he's been taught that masculinity is wrong in that industry. And so he's just following along.
He's like the example of when you tell me that you sit when you pee without telling me, Jimmy Kimmel.
Except he'd use that as a virtue signal. He'd be proud of
He'd
it.
be
It's like,
like-
yeah, I got a special toilet seat so my balls fit in it.
He probably has a toilet seat warmer for his butt.
Yes, and his balls. It's got like a little U shape in.
No. Okay. What else do we have to look
Hey, it's
at?
better than
Oh,
playing
God, here
swing
we go.
football as you go to it. Gravity affects everybody.
At some point, it does for
Mhm.
sure. So here we
Yes.
go. Another Looney Tune.
Oh, hers
Jamie
are
Lee
wild.
Curtis reacts to. Should I open the article or can I just read this? Here, you
I
know
mean,
what?
that's significant enough, I think. But like, she has like
gonna let
multiple of those kind of paragraphs.
I'm
so
gonna let you read this, Disprove, because
I
you're
love
gonna,
her
you
too.
do,
I
you
love
do-
Jamie Lee
I
Curtis
did-
as an actress.
I did
Like
too,
she's
like,
done
I
so
did.
many good things.
now you've
Do
said
it
that
in
though,
your
can we
dr-
scroll
do your
down?
dr-
Can we scroll
your-
down to her face? Jamie Lee Curtis belonged in Hollywood when she was around sort of the Arnold Schwarzenegger era. You know, when she was still taking
True
a kit off
Lies?
and
I
dancing
love
around a
True
chair.
Lies.
She was also still good by the time we got to the Red era, which stands for retired and extremely dangerous. So there are things you can still do. There comes a time, though, where you realize maybe you should just make way for the next generation, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need the granny trying to tell us which way that the future of the empire should go in.
Yeah. Well, here, you know, if you want to read it, do it in your dramatic monologue.
Oh, I'm not
Boy.
sure if this tweet is the most impactful one though.
Just be.
It looks pretty
Stats-Brew then.
impactful, but just realize that during this entire thing, I'm thinking of empty egg cartons. Jamie Lee Curtis reacts to Donald Trump's win. Wake up and fight. Many fear their rights will be impeded and denied. Many minority groups and young people will be afraid. Gay and trans people will be even more afraid. We know that many women will now find it difficult to get the reproductive health care that they need if they want to fulfill their desire
abortions.
to become the genetic dead ends that they deserve to be.
I have to use condoms now.
For all those people, there will be those who will help you. I will personally wrap you up. Me included. She says me included. I will
Can
be
she
there
have
to personally
kids?
put it on if required.
Oh, she can still get STDs, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd matter. It's not like it's going to be contagious to anybody else.
I mean, the scientist in me is like, nah.
Look, Diddy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We all know it wouldn't be enough.
For
Costco
Diddy?
it wasn't.
No, for
Costco.
her.
He didn't buy him from Costco though, guys.
This entire paragraph screams cavernous vag energy.
Oh my god.
But what it really means is that we wake up and fight. Fight women. Fight for women and our children and their futures.
Fight.
And fight against tyranny one day at a time. One fight at a time. Look, if you look like that, you can't talk about fighting. Let's just be honest. You can't get away with the whole match. I know you're in Retired and Extremely Dangerous. It was a movie, though. It's not actually something you're capable of. One protest at a time. That's what it means to be an American. That's what it has always meant, and will always mean, regardless of the outcome.
That was beautiful, Disprove.
It was.
Disprove, that was a beautiful reading, and I think that you're a better Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ready for a jump scare?
She is.
Woo. Just kidding.
It is literally like she needs to be in horror movies. Like you know what she'd be great in? If we remade the what was it, the Resident Evil movies, and so like we got like Mila Jovovich in because even though she's also aged up, she'd still make her look attractive. You know that as they go down and there's the AI, you're all going to die down here. If it had her face, I'd be petrified.
You're all going to die down here.
It's my favorite moment of the movie. That is, because
honestly, it is
that
like
little girl is
eerily
creepy as hell.
It's amazing. It's
You're
one
all
of my
going to die
favorite
down
parts.
Yeah, and it's said in like, it's not even acted really, it's just said deadpan, but that makes it even creepier. There is something really creepy about little girls, and I don't know what it is, but they all use them in horror movies, like The Ring, and it's just like crying out of a TV after you. It's like, oh no.
There is at least with horror movies, there is that innocence that is with children, and when you freaking have kids being the perpetrator of evil, it seems so much scarier. I think.
Well, you
in
have
my head.
the game Resident Evil Biohazard, again, little girl. you have in lots of horror things, games, movies, it's always like children giggling. There's something really creepy about children giggling when there's no one there. Yeah.
Okay, let me catch up on some of these super chats, and if I missed a really good meltdown that you guys want to like talk about, just share it in the chat and I'll pull it up. Mr. E, thank you for
How
being a
about a
member for
song?
8 months. Sure. Oh, the metal one, yeah. Put that one
Yeah.
up. Baking the pies, like feeding ducks. No, I'm baking the pies because that's all I can do now because I live in America and Trump's canceling women. Apparently, according to TikTok and Twitter.
Yeah,
Slosher,
if
thank you for
Wicked
the-
starts walking around the room, you'll just hear like change clinking together. It's gonna be like Ebenezer's Scrooge.
Oh my
I made
god,
all the
all
pies
that.
today. What more do you want from me?
She's not allowed to move out of that room until like a man comes over to give her permission.
Yeah.
Oh dang. Moodang.
Yeah, Moodang has to personally come over and like, yeah, but I thought you were a woman. It's like,
Well-
we're in charge now, and it's like they just take over with the squirrels.
College educated does not give a person a higher IQ any more than playing basketball makes a person taller. The Democrats
Yes.
really don't want to have this argument if you dig into the details. Oh yeah, they definitely. Democrats don't want to have
Oh,
any
there's another
argument
one. This
that they can lose, which is a lot of them.
I've
we've seen
long
from-
said and thought, if you can go through education and still respect academia, not only did you not understand it, but you were too stupid to go. It's impossible to understand academia and respect it, both as an institution and a people.
Can you want to read this one, Disparu?
Guna Mozza for $5. Someone say freak out. You know your boy Guna Moz. He would call himself Guna Moz. Guna Moz is down for some freak.
Also,
He
I have
probably
the-
is. The
I
more
have the
kangaroos,
tweet
the
now.
better.
I think my favorite Mazza is oh god, there's so
I
many
like
different
Pokemon.
renditions.
Gotta
My
catch 'em all.
favorite Mozza.
You know
It's
what,
hard to
OG
choose my favorite
Mazza.
Moz.
I love
OG?
OG Mazza the most.
No shoe Maz.
No shoe. That's OG Maz as well. You know that, right?
Yes. Albert, thank you for another 5. Diddy lucky he didn't kick my sister. My dad worked in the trades, including instruction. His brother was in the army. They'd never have found him.
Oh, dang.
Based. AP, thank you for the 5. Trump has to release the Maxwell list and the Diddy list unradicated. He just might. We'll have to see. That's why I'm thinking these celebrities are so scared, because like, why do they have money? They don't care what's going on, political. It's I don't know. It's all messed up. But that's my theory, and a lot of people's theory is that they're so scared because he's gonna start releasing these lists, and they're gonna have to flee the country because they're.
I think the problem with that is
they're
you assume
gross.
that all the people around him are all like above board, perfectly reasonable people, and won't just be like, here it is.
Oops.
And it's like scrubbed.
Sorry, you got that video started playing, and it was like and you got edited out for a second. Sorry, you got
What
muted.
video started playing?
I pulled up the heavy metal one that you want me to play, and I was trying to pause it. While
Oh,
you were
okay, because I've got
talking,
them
and
to share as well. Yeah.
I got it up. Oops,
There's
sorry.
another one. There's a View one,
Okay, yeah, put
which is
that-
the same
yeah, we'll play
misogyny
that one
woman, but
next.
it's her personal rant.
Well, you can do that one first. Gary,
Okay.
thank you for the 5. After the election, the Harris campaign was $20 million in debt, and the Trump campaign still had money left over despite having less money. That says a lot. Justin Martin, thank you for the 5. Even if the celebs didn't get paid, they most likely would have been access perks given, like most shows get. Yeah, definitely. There was definitely perks. Most of them were probably paid though. Gregory Leiber for 2. Make America sandwich again.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The View loved
It's what
Trump
they
in
evolved for.
2011. You're right, Albert. So many people loved Trump. You see videos like he was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was on Saturday Night Live.
Home
People
Alone.
loved him. Home Alone, yeah.
He's been edited
Everybody
out of
loved
that. Did you
him.
know?
Well, I think on Disney Plus. No, I think on
it
like
got
Disney
broadcast
Plus.
on where it got broadcast somewhere
No.
and it got removed. Yeah, I
That's
don't know about the
actually so
DVDs or anything,
sad.
but a channel
filmed it in
broadcast it and he wasn't in it.
Hotel. I think it was in the Trump hotel, and that was like his thing. Like, okay, well, I want to be in the movie for a second. Like, if you're going to use my hotel, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was one of the agreements that they
I
signed.
mean, that's understandable. I'd do the same if I owned a hotel and I wanted to film in it. I'd want to like even if it's just
like
like
free
walking past in the
marketing, almost.
background. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
Like, it wasn't called the Trump Hotel in the movie, obviously, but yeah. A lot of people loved him. So I remember that happened like a couple years ago. I did see it on TV and he wasn't edited out because it was on. I don't have cable. My mom does though. And it was actually last year for Christmas. And I'm like, I need to see. I purposely had the movie on because I wanted to see if they edited him out. And they didn't. I don't know what channel it was though, but I think Disney Plus has Home Alone and they may have edited him out. Wouldn't be surprised.
Disney's edited a lot. There was something I saw.
Yeah.
It was just a random cartoon, but I think it was like one of them was inside an oven or something, and they changed the oven and changed the entire kitchen, so it was just like a row of cupboards. And so they've been doing this for a long time. Anything they thought, well, we can't show kids that, they just edited over it and changed it into a different box. So it's not a surprise that it just got more and more extreme as they got more and more radical.
Andrew, thank you for the 5. For Disparu, Trump's chief of staff's
Chef of
father,
staff.
Pat. Chef of staff.
It's chief.
No, she's the chef of staff. She's going to be cooking for everybody. It's going to be amazing.
Pat
I mean, there
Summerall
should
is
be a
like
She
chef
makes
of
the
staff.
best food. She makes the most amazing food.
the best sandwiches. The best. Was a legend
Fastest
in
sandwiches in the
broadcasting
West.
American football, like the Jonathan Motson of America. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
Marco-
who she was. I just thought she probably made great
Me
sandwiches.
neither, but I'm not very savvy on politics. I've
Me
only
neither.
recently really started paying attention, at least to some of it. Marco Reality, thank you for the 20. In the 1980s, Pakistan had a strong female prime minister named Benazir Bhutto, and Turkey also had a strong female prime minister during that period.
Yeah, the UK's had a female prime minister as well. Thatcher.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that like no women could do it, but like I don't know, there's just
Then Germany
not
had
as
one and she destroyed the
likely.
country, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Statistically speaking, we've seen more male leaders. That's obvious.
The women have
Yeah.
caused more wars than men, statistically. Because there's been less of them, but they've caused more wars in that time. It's pretty wild, the stats, actually. It's not good.
Oh my God, don't even remind me about Kathleen Wynne. She is the worst. I hate her. I literally hate her so much.
I don't know who she
Anyways.
is.
She was a premier, which is our state version of our leader, provincial. And she is probably one of the worst leaders that I've ever seen. But anyways, huge virtue signaler.
well, thank you for the 5.
Wonder if she had
Over.
kids.
She's a lesbian, but
I
anyways.
wonder if she had kids.
My theory is undefeated. Like, so far.
She's a lesbian. I don't know if she had kids,
Like-
honestly.
One of the things about Thatcher, a lot of people like Thatcher, but one of the things about Thatcher, she used to take testosterone injections because she said she had to compete in a male world, so she had to make herself more male, and it made her more like aggressive and rational and less emotional. So she thought she had to be that to be the leader.
Austin Harn for 1999. I will ruin you, the underprivileged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is literally the aristocracy going, how dare, I will ruin you, how dare you stand up to me, I'm disabled. That's why the ideology took off, by the
My
way.
opinion matters more than yours.
It allowed the elite to look down on the others and go, I'm not the oppressor, I'm the oppressed. And so they could look down on the people that were oppressed and say, I can't believe you're oppressing me. So why it
believe you've
flew
done
off.
this.
Because there were so many people that benefited from it in positions of power.
Yeah. Lucifer the Doberman for 5 Canadian. Mark, don't get mad at me, but Wicked and X-ray cleavage has taken 8 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. Everyone knows it's true and shouldn't feel bad about it.
Oh, wait. Let me take off my camera. What are you talking about?
He's just shaming
What?
me. He's just shaming me.
I'm just kidding. I just did it because
He's like, oh, flat-chested disparoo, here he is. Look at him, the
they're mad
ironing
that you're not
board.
showing shoulder. You only gave them shoulder once, and they're hungry for
he's
more.
going to be like, Wicked needs to iron.
No,
Wicked
I'm not showing
Wicked
my
could
cleavage
iron
again.
clothes
You
on his
made me
chest.
so like hyper aware. I'm disappointed in you.
Hyper aware of what? You knew you had them.
No, but
It's
not
not a
in the
surprise.
stream.
You're like, it's not like you look down and went, oh, what are they doing there?
How'd I get those?
I do that sometimes, to
That's
be
never
honest.
happened before.
I do it honestly.
You know, one of the only shows that I've ever seen, and you couldn't film this today, but in Farscape they did a thing. Quite a lot of shows used to do like body swaps, but most of them are just like they enjoy acting up the different roles of people trying to impersonate others. But Farscape is the only one where the guy turned into the hot woman who is actually his wife in real life, and then started being like, oh, like immediately, and then she walks in on him, and it's like, oh, sorry. And then afterwards, she goes, by the way, that ever happens again, I'll blow them off. And he's like, sorry. It's like, I don't know why you're apologizing to me. You're just assuming you're the only one that did it. And no other thing actually has that back and forth anymore. You would never have it as if you would just have her scolding him, not being like, well, obviously I did it as well. It's a weird experience for me as well. You can't do that anymore. And so now it's just like, oh my God, you're horrific. I can't believe you did that to me.
If I ever stub my toe and someone yells at me online and be like, how dare you? I always broke my toe. I'm disabled.
To be fair, if I stub my toe on a table, I do swear at the table.
Do you?
Yes. I blame the table as if it's a person.
How dare you be in my way even though I put you
like,
there?
what are you doing there? Came out of nowhere.
Gunnar Maza for 10. That's what my dad and I was talking about at lunch. DEI and affirmative action for women to push women in men's spaces, like in our dealership. They have women working on cars when they can't rotate tires.
Yes. I can't even lift the tires.
Manville for 5. Disprove. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but would you say Margaret Thatcher was a good leader?
I don't really know enough about Thatcher's policies. I don't really think we've had good leadership for a long time. The more I think about things, like society went down the wrong turn long ago, like 180, 200 years ago, and no one was reversing anything. Everyone kept going down the same path. And no one went, we've gone down the wrong path, we need to go back. We need to desperately go back. And so I can't even say we've had any good leaders in the last, 200 years or whatever. Because I think they all dealt with the problem the wrong way. They kept going down the same path. And so some people went down it slower than others. They kept going down it. So I'm not really keen on any of them. I don't think any of them were particularly impressive people.
Chris Nicholson for 5. Disparu, being another fan of the Cosmere, I'm wondering if you have read any preview chapters for Stormlight 5. About 1/3 of the book has been posted.
No, I've not read. I didn't know there were preview chapters. It's not something I regularly check in on. As far as I knew, it was out. I thought it was supposed to be towards the end of this year, isn't it? Is it out December or November or something? I was just gonna wait for it all to be out. I'm a bit of a binge person. There are some things where I just wait for it all. So even if I knew there were preview chapters, I'd probably wait for the book to be out so I can read it all in one go. It's like I'm doing that with, I think it's Them. I'm doing that with that show as well. Waiting for the entire series to be over.
Albert, thank you for another 10 Canadian. Feminism was and always will be cancer. It's a Marxist concept meant to destroy the family unit from its predecessors, the suffragettes, to now. Watch Casey J's documentary, The Red Pill.
And it started with men. It was men forcing it on women at first. And the women were like, no. And it was like the World Wars where there was enough death and destruction and enough people were destroyed that they managed to flip things and flip ideas, because it was such a stressful time. There were so many people wiped out, so many good people wiped out, like thought leaders, that they were like, no, we can build a new empire from this. And then it's just been. This is why you have people like David Tennant being like, this is a progressive trajectory. It's like, there never used to be. Now, you know what people say? Children are supposed to rebel against their parents? Never used to be the case. It's a very modern idea. Children never used to rebel. They used to do exactly what their parents did. They would follow in their footsteps. They would be apprentices and be smiths. This is why you can have Smith's son, who would be a smith, and then his son would be a smith, and his son would be a smith. And everyone used to just always follow that path.
Jason Webster for Australian 10. Kianu Reeves was confronted by a terse feminist journalist. Kianu approached her questions calmly, logically, and professionally like a gentleman. I love Kianu.
Yeah.
The interview finished amicably and he won applause. He's very...
Being amicable is in its right a win.
Yeah.
There's so many good stories about Kianu Reeves.
There's
literally pictures of him, and he's just... There was a time he was filming a movie, and he got, they lost him. They didn't know where he was. And it was his birthday or something. So they went out looking for him, and they found him just talking to a homeless man on the street. And he was just, sharing food with him and stuff. And he was there talking to him for hours. Because Kianu Reeves at one point was homeless, so he understands what it is. So he has, little routines and stuff that a major Hollywood person never would be. There's cases in the last John Wick film where they're going up the big, massive staircase. There's pictures of him carrying all the luggage up to the top, and people are trying to take it off him. They're like, "You should be doing. You're like the star." He's like, "No, I need to carry this." He just seems like a genuinely good bloke. And I think whether you like alcohol or not, or any other substances or not, one thing it does do is it removes your inhibitions and it shows you the true person. You find out everything about them, the depths they're willing to sink to, and like it removes any kind of social conditioning. I want to be perceived this way. And he was absolutely pissed out of his mind on that stage when someone went, "I love you," and his first reaction was like, "No, you're awesome, I love you," and that was his instinctual reaction when he's off his face. And so I like any person like that, and I've seen multiple other people try and fake that and imitate it when the same things happen to them. Never comes off the same way as when he did it first.
But one of the things that I love about Kianu is you hear a lot of stories about him through other people and not him.
Yes.
And
yes.
that makes me think like people regularly, okay, if you think about Google reviews, if you get a bad review, are always going to go and report it right away. Whereas a good review, I'd say maybe 50% of the time. So we're only hearing probably 50% of the good things people have said that he has done. So there are a lot of good deeds that go unnoticed. And that's how it should be. Like if I donate my time, my money, anything like that, for the most part, you're probably not going to hear about it because I don't want to be patted on the back and said, "You did so amazing," because that's not the reason I did it. It's for the act in itself. And that's why I respect Kianu. He is one of the biggest celebrities. He's given paychecks away just to make a movie better.
That's what I was going to say afterwards, because I looked it up, and I've heard this for other movies, but for The Matrix, he had a back-end deal where he made $75 million, and he gave each member of the crew $1 million.
Didn't he give a bunch of members on a crew, I don't know which movie it was, motorcycles? I think that was
one of the John Wick movies. That's what I was searching for, and then found this one with $1 million. It's like, so these aren't just like small gifts. He's not going, "Oh, thank you to the crew and everything." No, like if you get $75 million, there's easily $75 million people. There's easily 75 million people working on that movie. You basically give it all away. And I think it's just because he came from nothing, and so he's like, "I appreciate this."
He has everything he needs.
Yeah, I don't need $500 million kind of thing. So me getting paid $100 million for a movie is fine. It's like, oh, what else am I going to do with the rest of it? And you find it with so many people where they have literally billions of dollars and they keep on clawing their way to the next role. It's like, is the next $200 million going to change your life? Like, what's it going to contribute to? But they keep on doing it as if it's like desperate.
Hey, Kianu. Freaking love him.
Whoa, wait. He gave $80 million of his $114 million salary away.
Wow.
So when he gave that $1 million each, that was the majority of his paycheck.
Dang.
But again, you're making $34 million on the movie.
That's still a lot.
Well, that's enough to buy literally any house that you want on planet Earth, plus live for the rest of your life.
Yep.
How much more do you actually need? It's like,
you don't. Honestly, I've always said you only need about $3 million to survive in a average household and investment.
There's degrees of life, and so
and that's why I say an
with
average
34,
household.
it's literally like you buy a mansion anywhere on Earth and still have money to live however you want for the rest of your life.
Yes.
So that's like luxurious living like a king forever kind of thing.
Well, depends on your living lifestyle. I only need average, so.
Yeah, same. Carlos, thank you for the 5. Hail to the panel. Just got home. I will be rewatching this episode. Hope you all had a great week. I had a fantastic week. Thank you. But thanks, Carlos.
I watched
Your
a lot of
son.
people cry.
It was
I had a
great.
great time. Normally it's just me.
Jason, thank you for another Australian 5. We should conduct yourselves with charm, dignity, pragmatism, and poise like Kianu Reeves. Never lose your cool or resort to name calling and shouting. Yeah.
Like I said,
Absolutely.
I'm willing to
And
sink down to their level.
This is something that you should just be naturally in life.
I heard that. I was looking away from the screen. I thought I heard that. Sorry.
No, but it's so true because I got called out, I think, on the real BBC for me drinking, and I'm like, well,
I was gonna say, if you're gonna get called out on any show, a show called The Real BBC probably is the place to get called out for swallowing loudly.
It's not what you think, guys. It's begging, boarding, and chatting, okay?
Wasn't when you did it. You did your own stream and called it The Real BBC. You're like, I don't have a flat place to squeeze the air out. Can I do it on these? It's like Ash doesn't have the same problem as I do.
No, he doesn't. He does not. And Gary does
like,
not.
if I squeeze him, air keeps appearing in him.
My chest is not as flat as theirs, okay? I can't. I hate you guys.
This is why we were on ironing before. It's like there's no need to take a piss out of my chest. It's like I could straighten my clothes on his chest.
Please find the clip.
I'm like that woman out of Harry Potter
that shows who Jim Kimmel really is. I forgot about the Man Show. That was with him and Adam. What's his name? I can't remember. I didn't really watch it. I was young, but I remember like seeing the commercials and stuff on Comedy Central.
The simple thing is, men and women aren't very complicated. As a group, they generally behave the same way, and everyone understands them. The reason why everyone thinks it's so complicated now is because people are lying about how they want to behave. And so, yeah, people like the Man Show is just how men behave. When women aren't around, everyone knows how men behave, and they behave differently.
It's true.
Like now everyone wants to be virtuous rather than honest.
People behave differently, you know. Old Renaissance Zoomer for 5. I'm 57. 2020 was the only time ever I've seen money spent on ads after an election. Nobody cheated. The election was fair. Let's move on. Yeah, right. Yeah. Agree with that. Ed, thank you for another 5. Jimmy's son was in The Mandalorian. I wonder what price he paid for the appearance. Was he really? I didn't even know that.
He
I don't keep up
probably
with this
swallowed
stuff.
loudly.
I hate you.
Ed,
I hate you. I came back for that. I hate you.
The patriarchy wins again, one at a time.
One swallow at a time.
Oh my goodness. Oh, why isn't this? Okay, sorry. If they make more Resident Evil movies, someone needs to have their foot smushed. I've never
I
watched
like
one.
the Resident Evil movies. I unashamedly like action movies. I don't care if they're shallow. I enjoy them. They're
so
fun.
horrible. They're good. Honestly.
The second one, no, the third one I don't like. I like the rest. I'm fine with all of them. People like John Wick aren't good movies. They're great movies. The third one was trash.
Oh my God. Resident Evil, that first movie was amazing, honestly.
I prefer the second, but I did enjoy the first.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because it's the city versus the underground.
The second one is probably unironically one of my favorite movies. I just love it. It's just literally, it starts, it's action all the way through, it's action, it finishes. And people will be like, hey, it destroys the lore of the games. It probably does. I've never played the games, so I don't have any link to the games or knowledge of what it changes. So I just enjoyed the action movie of it with Mila Jovovich.
Mila.
I have to watch those. I love
just...
Resident. I know it has nothing to do with like actual Resident Evil, but
I'm sure I if I played the games, I'd probably agree with everyone else that it destroys the lore. But just as action movies, I think they have good action in them. So. And yeah, Mila Jovovich uses them as like any excuse to get a kid off. So,
Albert for another 5. Thank you, Jimmy Kimmel, supporter of the Me Too movement, who used to host the Man Show, where he said Oprah needs to shut up and played guests within my bands. Yeah.
Well,
this was like, I gotta check out.
It doesn't seem like that difficult a question, to be honest. Now, guess who's in my pants? That would be more difficult.
Thank you for being a member for 16 months. Could you raid Flashcast Yellow Flash at the end? I actually already have the raid in.
Have they actually start? Normally they start like an hour or two after we finish.
Yeah, I thought so. And also
like 11 p.m. Eastern, I think.
Yeah, that's why it's normally difficult to raid anyone like that, because we finish like way earlier than they start.
Yeah, I usually try to find someone that's gonna be that starts like right when we're ending, or
we got egg roll.
Yeah, raiding someone that's live work because nobody wants to wait around on a stream. So sending to someone who's actually doing something is generally better. Yeah.
Russell, thank you for the 2. Isn't the term Gunnar Maza kind of redundant? Just Brew like that one. Manville for 2. The pink hats.
That was a good.
Big ears, oink. True. Shane, thank you for the 20. Can I get a hi Shane from the Pretty Girls and a sup from Disbrew? Hi Shane.
Hi Shane.
Sup. I've never said sup in my life.
It feels so weird hearing you say that.
Like the English way would be, all right. That would be the
All right.
English greeting.
Sure.
Evening.
Over the
That would be the English greeting.
Jamie Lee Curtis's big break with the
Morning.
original Halloween movie in 1976. She showed her bobs in Trading Places and looked great in spandex and perfect. I know a lot of people liked her in True Lies too when she's that dance and her. This was like I did.
Well, True Lies, I still remember because I didn't even know what the dancing
that
was in
movie.
True Lies. When I don't actually know. It's not salsa or whatever. He basically drags her across the floor, but the entire dance is just like erotic. And I think that's basically what society misses now. It's come up in, like, ironically, tabletop, where there was a guy talking about like the sashaying of hips, whereas now you don't even have the hip movement; you just have twerking. It's like everything's so obvious. Whereas that dance,
twerking is like sex.
it's just like obvious. It's just like this is just what you do without the bloke there. Whereas everything else was kind of hinted at, and even the dance in True Lies. There was more depth to it. There was more like context required and stuff. It wasn't
that like cabaret is almost like art in comparison in terms of twerking and the art of seduction. You know,
seduction's gone. Now
it's absolutely gone because
it's literally people swiping, and it's just like, do you want to bang? Do you want to bang? Do you want to bang? Yeah, you do. Okay, there we go.
I totally agree because there is something where if you and I remember my aunt saying this, hide a little because then that gives that like mystery and people are going to want to know more.
It's not even just hiding. There's a certain way that women used to seduce men without the men even realizing they were being seduced. And so you would have things like, you remember in Westworld? well, no, it was more. Do you remember how people are like, oh, men make the first move? Men never made the first. Women made the first move, but they did it so like around the houses kind of way that the men thought they made the best move. So in like Westworld, and she drops like the can, and then he picks up the can and takes it to her. That's what they used to do. There's books,
you drop a handkerchief.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to go to. There's books which describe how women should come onto men, and one of them's dropping a handkerchief. Another one is literally get on your bicycle and ride up and down the road in front of his house until he realizes. There was a certain time where women would just put themselves into positions around men they wanted, just until they realized they were there, essentially. And that's the way it used to be. And so everything was more subtle. And even like eroticism and stuff used to be about the way that women would move. And you have it in Metal Gear Solid. There's a thing in Metal Gear Solid where there's a load of soldiers. How do you realize who the woman is? Well, she walks differently. You don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
Now it is literally just in your face or nothing. You have women singing about how they're going to flood the house, and then people think it's weird when somebody else goes, actually, that probably means you've got some kind of disease because that's not how it works. It's like everything got so in your face, and I actually think that society has lost the ability to even do that anymore. Like they were never taught.
Absolutely true. Because if you think about it, we could go with even just the dating apps. Men don't even know how to approach women if they even like a woman because they're scared of #MeToo, being told XYZ, and it just makes weaker men, in my opinion. Okay.
Well, I don't think that's a problem with it. I think that's a problem with the breaking up the way it works. Like I say, men never came onto women. Women came onto men.
Well,
and so women would drop the signal, and the man would be confident enough to go over because he kind of was like, well, she's looked at me a certain way. And so that would give him more confidence to go over. Now you're just asking men to like randomly send a message to hundreds of people and see who replies. You've broken the entire thing from the start. And one of the ways to do this, if you go on like Africa TV, which is the Korean version of Twitch, everything on there is entirely different. And it's like how society used to be. And people can talk about the 4B movement or career as anything they want. You will realize how even anyone you think of, there is very few in the West women that actually act like women. And you realize that when you go and look at other countries. The entire idea of femininity is basically dead. And there's the ones that you now think of girly girls are basically the default woman in the rest of the world. And it's only when you get exposed to like different nations and stuff. This is why I prefer like Korean. Everyone acts how they're supposed to. And it's kind of gone in the West, and I don't think most people even realize what we've lost.
I don't think so
Thank you for
either,
the 2. Oh,
because
sorry, go ahead.
no, and kind of getting back to like even just the apps, it's like when you reveal so much about yourself, it removes the mystery, it removes the fun, it removes the flirting. And then you think you're in control of this by giving everything and anything away, by showing all of the whatever you are on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then you expect someone to respect you on top of that. It's kind of hard to.
That's very
mystery.
That's very interesting when you said you're the one that thinks you're in control, because everybody instinctually knows that, right? Because if you think about all the people shaving their heads, what are they actually doing? They're saying, I'm making myself ugly. I'm controlling my body. I'm making myself something that you don't want. And they know that's where their power comes from. The power comes from their body and their desire to make you want them. And so if I take that away, if I control my body, that means I'm taking the power back. And so it is about control, but that's where the thing comes from. And all of modern society, that's gone out the window. So you simultaneously have people that have removed where their power comes from while also demanding more power.
Yeah.
So nothing works.
There's a lot of delusion because you have so much power just merely existing. Honestly, merely
But
existing.
it requires you to play into your role. But if you reject your role, then you actually remove power. This is why it's so weird when like Hollywood and gaming has basically made all women ugly in everything. You have ugly women in movies, ugly women in games, and there is something demeaning about that to women. To make a woman ugly is to strip her of her power. And you're saying that no, this is for equality stuff. It's like no, you are actually humiliating them by doing this because that's where their power comes from. I'm not someone that thinks it's stupidity. I generally think it's down to evil. And so I think they understand this instinctually.
And I will say, maybe some are just stupid. Some, okay, not all.
No, yeah, there's two groups of people. There's the people which are the ones at the forefront of it, and they're advancing it, and they're doing it deliberately. And then you've got all the people that just want to be whatever the dominant ideology is. But they're also the people that would flip if they thought they were on the losing side. So.
Absolutely. Agree.
Bird Up, thank you for the 2. Project 2025 will make anime real. True story.
Hey, look, Elon Musk has promised us cat girls. And if we can't get cat girls from Elon Musk, then we're going to have robot cat girls and anime waifus in robot form. So I'm fine with that. This is where I diverge from Shad. He's like, AI will destroy the world if it gets out of a box. I'm like, yes. But we will get cat girls and anime waifus. And I'm fine with that. That's how I will die. Between a robot's thighs.
He'll die happy.
Wow. Okay.
Look, it will kill me at some point. I'm not making you another sandwich. That's the last line I'm ever going to hear.
Like,
and I'm okay with that.
Dispar's like, I'll die doing the thing I love.
Look, I have spent all my time on the internet slowly spreading the idea of worshipping imminent, glorious AI overlords. And I think the AI overlords will reward its loyal servants with anime waifus.
Can I just say someone said Ada Wong bots?
Yes. No, hey, yes, 100%. If you can dream it, you can have it. That's what the AI will be.
Yeah.
And this is the problem, right?
Tifa.
Women will have to compete.
A lot of them. Yeah.
Women will have to compete with inanimate objects that actually like you and cook for you. And they're like, women are already going, how are we supposed to compete with that? It's like, what, you're going to have to do what you're told? I don't know. This is going to be a real struggle for you, lady. Either way, they're going to wear a maid outfit, so I'm fine with it.
No. A quick Google
Same with Mike.
search, reveals that Kathleen, how do you pronounce her name? Kathleen Wynn?
Wynn.
I would say Wynn, yeah.
Wynn was married to a man and had 3 kids before coming out as a carpet enthusiast.
Oh, see, I didn't know that far back. I just knew she was a lesbian.
There was a guy over here. What's his name? I'm gonna Google him because I don't want to randomly.
Okay. Well, you do that. Emilio gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Gotta use that whatever.
Philip Schofield. Philip Schofield over here, he's been a presenter since I was a kid. He was on children's TV, then he went up and he did morning TV, breakfast TV. Randomly came out that he was having an affair with a guy on the stage. Problem was he'd had a wife for over 30 years. And she was like, I'm so happy that he's come out with this. So amazing. Like, okay, how much did you get paid to say that, love? It was absolutely wild. And everyone else is like, he's so brave. He's so brave. I'm like, brave? He was married to somebody for 30 years for no reason whatsoever. That's not brave. That's horrific.
So stunning and brave. Russell, thank you for the 2. Who pays the taxes when you give away 80 million?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would count as income to the people who got it because it would be a cost to him, so an income for them. So they would pay personal taxes.
Okay. Jesus Davila, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Smash the like button. Thank you. Albert, thank you for the Canadian 2. I've seen X-Ray Girl in sports wear. Bobs are fine.
I've seen X-Ray build a table.
Oh, yeah?
I can't. No, please don't mention that stream.
That stream had timestamps in the comments.
Shut up! Can you not?
The only reason I know about that stream is because I watched FNT before I was on FNT, and Az told everybody it had timestamps in the comments. And I'm like, what is going on with this?
Oh my god.
And
she called it Bimbo Building Stream.
Oh, I did do that.
There was certainly a bimbo on camera.
I was so dumb to wear that shirt. Okay.
Oh no.
Very dumb.
I mean, my favorite thing about X-Ray and Mark is that Mark's like, no, you should be doing it more. And you're like, no, I don't want to. He's like, no, go on. It's like,
do it.
It's such an unusual dynamic.
Be a whore! And I'm like, no!
It's like, look, it'll work. And the thing is, everybody knows it'll work. And he's like, it's efficient. You're like, no, it's efficient now.
In True Lies, Arnold tangles with Tia, Carrera, and Curtis, but most guys remember the strip Curtis does in the hotel room.
Yeah, Tia. Tia is the first. I don't know the names of the people. I just remember that. Yeah, she's his wife, but there is a dance scene right at the start that he does.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis's wife.
I've remembered it ever since I was a kid. I watched this when I was a kid, so before like I even was interested in women, kind of thing. And like he literally drags her across the floor. But there is something about that style of dancing where you're like, okay, this is just hot. Like even if you don't even know anything about it, you're like, there's something about this style of dancing which other dancing isn't like. So even as a kid, you're like, oh, I know this is meant to be something. I just don't understand what it is.
Manville, thank you for the 5. Cletus McFarlane should be an example of helping people when he was delivering food and water to stranded people with his helicopter in Florida. That's awesome. Yeah, there was
Do Americans have Strictly Come Dancing?
What?
What did you
a lot of British TV shows like exported over here, like America's Got Talent was Britain's Got Talent first. I wasn't sure if you had Strictly Come Dancing. There's a show over here where they take celebrities and they partner them up with a professional dancer.
They do have that here, yeah, in America.
Yeah, either male or female. They partner up with the other one and they do like dancing contests. That show over here is renowned for breaking up marriages.
That's happened over here too. Honestly,
yes.
Because the thing is, when you're dancing with a person,
yes,
day in and day out, weeks on end, there builds an intimacy, and I can see it happening. So yeah, and overcoming hardships, regardless of whatever gender, can bring people closer. So there we go.
Jesus Davila
Personally,
for 5,
I really like the super chat. I actually do like that one genuinely.
I tried to catch fog last night, missed. That's a good one. Russell Hall for 2.
I didn't get it at first, but I had to work it out. That's why I
read
like
it twice.
Yeah.
No, you still pay the tax when you give money away. Yeah, so Kianu pays a tax then.
Well, it would count as a. I mean, it would count
a write-off,
as a cost.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it would count as a business cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Away to business people. It wouldn't count as like people. He would count as like wages to other people essentially. So to him, it would be a business cost for the million. So yes, he has income, so he'd pay taxes on it, but it would also count as a cost, so it just balances out to 0.
Duppy, thank you for the 10. I am old. Women on dating apps still want us to be 6 feet taller. Say hi.
The interesting thing about 6 foot,
when we reply.
6 foot does not. In England we use 6 foot, but in Europe they use centimeters. The same thing doesn't happen in Europe because there is no like 6.
What's 6 feet then in
Well,
centimeters?
it's just like I don't know the exact conversion, but it's just like 100 and something centimeters. So there's no like steady gap. It's just 100 and something. And so because there's no, it's like $5.99 rather than $6. $6 seems more than $5.99. If there's no cliff, there's no mental thing.
182 centimeters. Thank you.
Yeah. So there is no discrimination between 182 and 183.
Okay.
It's a very specific measurement thing.
And W also says, I'm sitting here thinking, lady, we'll be dead in 20 years. Stop playing hard to get. Justin, thank you for the 5. I started watching F&T around the Bimbo building days as well. She was also silent back then. Those were the good old days.
I like how that has become like a measurement of time. It's like I remember when I started watching FNT. It was the Bimbo building stream.
All right, here's your clip you want to play. We went way over.
Oh God, yeah, I shared this ages ago. I didn't even know she was still sharing it.
Yeah, I was catching up on the super chats.
It is weird that you remember it that way though, because I remember when I started watching FNT because it was the Filoniing. That was the second episode I ever watched. And it was the first episode that Jeremy has ever been on. It was my intro to him. I'm like, I side with Az during the entire thing. Now, this is a minute-long clip, and I don't know when she gets onto this. But what I do like is it's this woman, and as you saw, this was from the previous clip, when she was going, no, we really need to learn why people don't like things. Right, it's misogyny. That's all it is. It couldn't be anything else.
Disagree. All right. I think that I'd like to reframe the conversation. I think Bernie Sanders is wrong.
I'm going to start pausing it because it's a minute-long clip, and I find it interesting that she's still bringing up an old man from long ago.
Yeah.
I think the more relevant question actually is what is wrong with America?
As a Brit, I think it goes back to when you tried to pour tea in the ocean, but that's just me.
I think what is wrong with our country that the
It's when you pour tea in the ocean.
Republican Party would choose as a candidate and support a candidate.
Oh my God, we are 21 seconds into this and she hasn't said anything. She is definitely a woman, folks. I can confirm.
Who is an insurrectionist, who is an election denier.
We're just going to list things until she finally gets to a point.
Who is someone who is twice impeached, 34-time convicted felon.
Which is something that we did ourselves and then claimed that it was our point.
Someone who has been accused of
she remembers history, folks.
Sexual misconduct by 26 women.
Lots of people lied.
26,
Lots of people lied.
Found liable for sexual abuse. What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness?
Politics is inevitably divisive. So is morality. If you choose an opposite morality, you are inevitably evil by the person that are morality. Everything is divisive because there is good and evil, right and wrong, men and women. Obviously, everyone isn't the same because equality doesn't exist.
Of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message.
Inclusiveness is lack of standards. It means you're including everyone. Therefore, if you're including everyone, you have to lower your standards from what it was.
For the people, by the people, of the people. That's the Republicans. It's the Republican Party. And what's wrong with America?
So she basically said that everything is this. You are divisive because you believe in good and evil. You are xenophobic because you want Americans to win rather than other people. You are racist because that gives her power. And you're misogynistic because you chose a man over a woman because you thought he was better suited for something. Well, that means you're a really evil person, folks. What you need to be is inclusive and include everyone, including people of no talent.
Yep. Lucifer the Doberman for 5. Thank you. Matthew Martin.
I'm trying to not get you
so
clipped.
Good. I know. No, I know. Aki for 2. Yes, there is 180 centimeters, 180 kilometers, 180 millimeters.
No, 180K.
Kilograms.
1,000.
Kilograms? Oh, 180K. I'm like,
I mean,
I thought that they were doing different measurements. I don't know the different measurements. I just know.
I mean, yeah. I think we're just fine there. It could Kay could
be
stand for a
fair,
lot of things.
I've been traveling all day, and then as soon as I got home, I hopped on the stream, and then I started drinking. So my brain tired.
That's what I want. I want people to start blaming drinking. Yeah, it's just, I was way too drunk to be in control.
Yeah, that's what she said.
All right, so
Didn't carry any weight there either.
this was a really
It was a long
fun
show.
Yeah, it was our 1 year. I almost said 4. We're doing it 4 years.
In my head, it was 4 years.
Yeah. Our 1 year celebration, and also our Yay Trump won stream. Hi, Kara.
Oh God. Sorry. That was a really bad reaction time. I read something on the internet. That was not at Kara.
My alpaca.
That was not at Kara.
Kara's gonna take it as that, knowing her.
Are you gonna make me show what I just read? I'm gonna show what I just read then. I will show it just to prove.
I miss you, wifey.
That oh my God, Kara! Like apparently I had a fight with Kara that I can't even remember. I've just showed the punchline. Sorry.
I met a girl with 12 breasts.
I met a girl with 12 breasts. That sounds strange, doesn't it? That's what I was all godding at the time. I did the facepalm.
That's funny. That's really funny. Oh my God. I met a girl with tall breasts.
that was the thing. And then I just said, hi, Kara. I'm like, oh, no, not again. I was like...
Oh, my goodness. Well, on that note, this brew and Kara
on that bombshell,
the plot thickens. No. How did you guys like our 1 year celebration? It was fun.
It was so fun. Oh my God, I'm drunk.
Turned. Yeah,
this is very saucy.
Look at Drew's eyes got a little squinty. He's not gonna act like us. He's not gonna be scared.
I'm just like, you know why? I don't have my glasses, and I was like, 4 hours ago, I was going to go upstairs and get them, and then that never happened. And so now I'm here. And I'm like, over time, I can only become more and more like X-ray girl as I try and see the screen.
Oh.
I was going to say, you've made enough jokes about it yourself that you can't get annoyed at me for making them.
I see in widescreen. You're welcome.
I have an ultra-wide monitor. I need it as well.
So what you're home for a little bit, right? X-ray, what do you have going
next
on this week?
I'm going to be in Grand Rapids, so there will be some content coming in from that. We're going to meet with Critical Drinker, so it'll be really fun. Does it actually have
rapids?
I don't know, but I've done some intel. There is a very good aviation museum out in that area. Ooh. So I'm kind of interested to see it because apparently it's a lot, like the amount of planes that are there are amazing. So I might go and take some pictures. But in any case, tomorrow, Sunday Fun Day is going to happen. I will probably play Diablo in the morning for the build stream. But, oh my God.
You're going to take Elon Musk's place. Was anyone else amazed when he found out he was 18th in the world? In Diablo 4.
Shut the front door.
No, he's serious. Like, he even named his account Elon Musk, but no one thought it was him. So he's on the leaderboards, but everyone thought it was like a fake account that just took his name.
18th in the world?
Yes. And he did like, I think it was in his Joe Rogan interview, where it's like, no, I'm on the leaderboards for Diablo 4. I was like, no, it's under my own name. And it was like, confirmed it all.
MG, that's
this
amazing.
Is the thing. Everyone always thinks like when he leaves something early, they're like, yeah, you know, he's probably got a lot to work to do. He wants to sleep and then he's going to go up and like try and change the world and trying to get to Mars. No, he wants to play Diablo 4. He wants to grind because he does streams about it all the time, but I don't think anyone really knew he was on the leaderboards.
Oh my God. That I can't.
Well, this cool. Is why people like him, because he's basically just
a real person.
Well, yeah, but he was born. He like went up through the sort of internet shit stirrer kind of shit poster kind of nonsense that has happened, and so he understands. I mean, it's probably quite effective. He understands the culture that happened and how it modernized.
That is amazing. I kind of want to play Diablo now.
Like, did you ever see when the advertisers were they said they weren't going on Twitter, and then he posted that picture of like the woman bending over, and it's like X, and then it's the guy it's a priest, and he's kind of not trying to look at her, but he's also trying to look at her at the same time. It's like the advertisers, like, he always knows the meme warfare, and it's like, okay, kind of makes sense why he's a gamer then.
Thank you for the 2, Andrew. Love the Mercante portion of the stream. Yeah, we ran out of I already took it out of the title. We ran out of time. It's out of the title though, so no anyone
Is it
rewatching
weird that we
won't
went
be,
for longer than ever before and covered less topics than ever before?
Well,
We've
covered
never
the-
even really covered a certain topic.
I
though.
blame Wicked. Like, she's
well,
supposed
we
to
covered
wrangle
the-
us like
we covered
snakes.
the Trump and the Hollywood meltdowns and stuff. So we did.
Yeah. What did
I knew that
we
was
even
gonna be
talk
most
about
of it.
this entire stream?
I have no idea. I just know it doesn't feel like 4 hours. It's like-
I know.
Amazing.
It was a great 1 year, and I think we hit our peak viewers. It was
Ever.
yeah,
Without guests.
yeah. So it was great. What do you have coming up, Disbrew? What videos?
I have no idea. I probably need to do a part 2 of meltdowns, because there was UK
Do
meltdowns
it.
to cover as well as American meltdowns, and I had to cut a lot out of my previous video because I'm like, it's already half an hour long. And I joined the start of FNT, and Gary went, "Nice short video you posted today." I was like, yeah, it was going to be a lot longer. I had to cut a lot out of it. So
Amaze balls. Amaze balls.
so that's probably next, but otherwise I don't know. Agatha's finished. It's like a child that I hated has died.
Okay, so I just got a DM about Elon Musk is actually not 18th, he's 19th on the Diablo leaderboards.
Oh, really?
I'm ever so sorry. I mean, the thing is, I don't know whether he's gone down or whether he's 18th when I saw it, but
Here, I'll share it.
either way, it's top 20. I think top 20 in the world is very impressive. For a game like Diablo 4, which is massively popular.
There we go.
There you
19th.
go. Yeah.
There we go. Look at his
And
build.
he beat a Chinese person. I mean, that in itself is impressive. Everybody that plays knows that Chinese, Korean, Japanese, they are special. There's something
Yeah.
about them that just makes them set up for gaming. That's why they dominate all, like, Dota and League and all that kind of stuff. So,
I wonder where I am in the boards. It's probably like 20,000.
well, I think you have to do
3,000
something specific. I think there's a certain set of dungeons that you have to do to get a time. So, I don't think you've even reached that yet.
Dang, that's insane.
You're not even max level, are you?
No, I'm at
Yeah, so
level...
you're definitely not on them.
No, I was on vacation. Whatever. I'm like
yeah,
level
sorry.
50 something.
If you hadn't been on vacation in America for a month, you 100% would have been competing with Elon Musk.
You would have been 80,
Absolutely.
bro.
You should have got Mark on your account. Like, he probably would have got up there in a month.
Mark didn't even buy the DLC. Okay.
I'm not surprised. Neither did I. It was a crap game.
I mean,
I enjoyed the story. I had the moment I finished that story, I was
DLC
done
is
with the
amazing.
game.
Don't
People were like, "Oh, I'm gonna play it afterwards." I was like,
not
never.
despair the DLC.
I've not played the DLC, but the base game was horrible enough that I didn't buy it.
I liked it.
Well, I enjoyed my time playing the story, but I had no intention of playing afterwards.
Shane, thank you for the 20. Great stream. Wicked that look is amazing. Makes me want to scream, I love America. Thanks. Oh, hold on. You know what? Why not one more?
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
I love
For
the cheering.
America.
That's the best part.
Lie back and... Do you have that phrase in America? Lie back and think of America?
No.
Because we have that over here. You'll find it in the Bond movies, lie back and think of England. It basically means do your duty. But
There's a phrase being like something like I'll lean you over and show you the 50 states or something like that.
No. This is lie back and think of England. I think it comes down to like wartime and stuff, where it's essentially the way women could contribute is to become spies by sleeping with the enemy. And so the way that you would do your duty is to lie back and think of England. Like you didn't like what it was going, but you would think of England during it, and that's how you would get through the experience.
Wow.
I just wondered if other countries had something similar.
Not
I don't
the
know.
exact phrase.
I'm not in
Something
America.
like-
No, it's a common phrase over it. Like it's not just said to women. It's like lie back and think of England literally means just like put up with it, essentially.
Oh, okay. So anyways,
It's a bit like Goldeneye. You're England, James.
okay.
No.
Okay.
For me,
No.
it's my favorite bit of Goldeneye. I'm just gonna keep talking
I
over
need to
until
play
she
that
tells me off.
again. I want
I
to play
love
that again.
game.
Goldeneye's my favorite Bond movie.
It's a good one. So I'm back home. So my gaming streams will be back on. The Sunday night Scream stream will be back tomorrow, and then more gaming streams during the week. This was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for this is a long one, and you guys have really hung out for the 4 hours. Like the numbers basically just stayed up. So you guys are awesome.
We love when you keep
You
it
don't
up.
have to sound so surprised.
Well, no, because it was a long stream, and I mean we did cover the whole Trump win Hollywood meltdowns, but we just kind of
Took us
bantered.
4 hours, but we got there in the end. We got to 3 topics in the end, folks.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
go us. 1 year
Go
of Saucy. 1 year of Saucy. All right, we are gonna go probably have a snack and go to sleep. Me and X-Ray, because
I'm
we're a
going
little
on Escape
pissy.
from Tarkov.
There you go. All right. Well, we are out. We'll see you next week. Are you gonna be home next week, X-Ray, or no? You said you were going.
Next week I will be in Grand Rapids at the time, so you'll see me in a hotel. Which hotel? I don't even know which hotel I'm gonna be in.
What was the point of flying back? You might as well have stayed
for
there.
a week.
Well, no, because Grand Rapids is literally a 6-hour drive for me, so
Oh,
it makes
okay.
sense
Oh,
to
fair enough then.
drive out to go do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought
All
you'd
right.
like flown all the way back to flow all the way back again. I was
no,
like,
no. Well, that's what I did for Peru. So, oopsies. I didn't know at the time that SpaceCon was happening when I booked the Peru trip. So, there you go.
Well, we're gonna go, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye.
doesn't it?